finish off this one because on content, because you want to finalize it. For you all, like in terms of the agency, what you're doing, I want Rens just to share the virality of this post and what he shared. So talk us through the post and what you noticed when you were writing it. And maybe if you took some inspiration for new posts and just walk us through your thinking process of writing this and sharing this, because it's a personal thing and maybe something that someone wouldn't be sharing if you think of we're talking about SEO tip, but why would you share something like that? Why did you share something like that? Walk us through the thinking process and why you did it.
Yes, there is not exactly a strategy behind it. When I on the 11th of August, it was my birthday.
Congrats.
And
Congrats.
and I was just I knew that my age is something different. You don't see it a lot, and I think I thought maybe I can use it in the headline. Just yesterday I turned 17, and that's why it became viral. And I go in my the things I face as a 17-year-old kid entrepreneur, and that's also why it's going viral. Still.
You share your own story, like what you were doing. 2 months ago, I was still in the gym doing. So you're talking about very personal things, right? You're talking about what.
Yeah, and it's something authentic. It's basically that. You see all people now on LinkedIn sharing all the stories and this lesson I learned yesterday, but that's not working for me anymore. And just be authentic and find something for yourself what's working on LinkedIn. This is one of the concepts that's working for me. I cannot post 5 posts per week with a headline as a 17-year-old, blah, blah, blah. So this is one concept for me. And on the end, I say in the coming year, I'm really going to help and change the construction industry. And then I do the hook with and introduce them that I help construction companies. And that's why I got the construction leads in my DM.
Yeah. So you got this, and are you now replicating more of these style of content pieces?
Yeah.
How are you doing it?
What I did is I saw that this was working. I made some other posts with the 17 number in the headline. I got more views. But then I made a little mistake. Then I posted for 2 months also the lessons and then I got 500-600 views. So it was not working for me. Last week I changed it and I'm going to build my personal brand, and what Sophia said, I'm going to get the eyeballs on my LinkedIn. And on my Facebook and Instagram, there will be the lead generation content. And at the moment, I'm week vlogging, for example. I'm just taking them in my life as a 17-year-old entrepreneur. And that's what I'm testing right now. So I'm just going to say 17-year-old really much. Yeah, that's basically it.
Do you see a difference in your last post from last week? Because you changed it again to 17.
Yeah, what I haven't posted because I'm first week vlogging and I want to post 1 to 2 times per week with this kind of posts where I go in my age and I want to make people follow me because of me and build my personal brand. And when they come on my profile, they see I build websites for construction companies.
Yeah.
But the main thing is just me, taking them in my journey.
You can do every week. Yesterday I turned 70 in 1 week.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you would recommend just sharing birthday, all those things, the personal side of things and what you're doing?
Absolutely, but not exactly birthday because I did this, and then I saw many people duplicating me. Also some friends, they saw this and also make posts, but they didn't went viral. You have to find something personal that you can share with them. Sophia has the plastic surgery, and everybody has something, your story. Maybe you had a depression when you was younger. You can use it in your stories and hook it then to your company and generate leads.
Got it. Does anyone have any questions while we finish off the content side of things on for rents or for what you guys are going to do? Because at the end of this, we're going to make, like, at the end of this mastermind, we're going to make a plan, like what you're going to do with content. Okay? Are there any questions for him right now? No? Okay, great. Round of applause for us. Alright, cool. So, guys, it went a little bit longer on personal branding. I hope it was valuable so far in terms of, because we talked about the what and the why. Emails we're not gonna do. I heard hiring a lot. Would you guys like that we start with hiring over service delivery?
Yeah. But also, from my point of view, not only hiring, but also when you hired someone, to trust them. So.
Okay. Okay. That's just what we were talking about a little bit, like maybe a little bit different, but like trust factor in hiring.
Hire slow, fire fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos. Awesome. So we're all good on hiring? We're good on hiring? Yeah? Okay, okay. So I'm gonna go into that topic. First things first, I also shared with you guys, that was on the laptop. By the way, I think she handed out like notebooks for you guys. I don't know if she, yeah, here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, this is okay, this is good. You can write in the notebooks if you want. So,
Thank you so much.
all right. So, vijf notebooks?
Ik heb nog geen nodig.
Ik heb ook geen nodig, per se.
Ik ook niet.
Oké,
Weet je?
okay. So, first starting off with our team structure, like the way that we have a team structure. I just want to let you know like the mind map of it. So just so you have an idea, because we're running two businesses. So we're running the agency, which is the main business, that's still the main business, and we run a coaching business. But they're kind of like this, they're together, you know? So I'll give you a rundown on it on top. If you guys want to input, like go in free flow, feel free to do so. You have me, and I am mainly focusing on a couple of things. So I'm doing sharpening the offers. I change the offers. That's what I do. Kaho gives sometimes inputs and thinks of all things that could be better. I do the product development. So I improve the product. That also goes for the agency. How can we improve the service of the agency? So how can we get better results for clients? Marketing. So personal brand, what we were talking about, I do that together with Kaho as well because he's the CMO. And I do some sales calls. Some. So my salespeople, they take the first call, second call, and then I come in the third call. I don't do the first two. I skip that. Okay? So that's what I do as a CEO. Now, Kevin and I were just talking, and you mentioned a really good point. I want you guys to think that you need to understand the CEO mindset. There's a CEO document workflow that I want to share later, but we'll share it now. If you flip over the document, there is a CEO workflow, and I want to share that with you guys. So there are a few things that you should do as CEO, and I just want to go over this really quickly before we go on hiring. Okay, before you start hiring, you've got to understand the mindset of where you need to be in when you hire someone. So let me give you an example. When I'm hiring, I'm not only thinking, okay, I'm gonna get someone on board and I'm gonna load off the work. I'm pretty much seeing and thinking, if this person is not going to be able to do 100% of the exact work that I do. It's not going to happen. No one can replicate 7. It's just not going to happen. Even if I give them 50% of my business, it's impossible. So what you need to understand is that that person needs to be able to do it up until 80% of how good you can do it. If that person can do it up until 80%, you're good. You don't need more than that. That's it. If they can do more, great. Kevin was in the business a long time. Some of you maybe talked to him when you joined the program. He did the sales. Kevin could do it up to 90-95%. He could pretty much also start his own thing if he wants, right? But it took time for him even when he joined, he had an agency doing like crazy numbers. Even when he came, my mindset was still, okay, Kevin might not be able to do it 100%. He was maybe at 50-60% when he started because he didn't know the business. So he came in 56% and we spent time every day doing calls, every time checking calls, making documents on how you need to do things. And we have this document, and if you guys don't have it, feel free to send me a message. We have a closer document with all of the documents that we have. And one of the documents is called the proof and examples. And this is, I think, very valuable for you, Tom. Like, maybe you already have it, but we give this document, this SOP, on like people that we can use in sales calls. So for example, for a closer, I give them this document, they can use it as an example of like people that can be referred to in the call to make a specific situation more relatable to them. So if someone tells me, oh, you know, I'm doing e-commerce email marketing, I want to learn to get more clients, I say, okay, great, Emil has that. Emil is doing 40K, we helped him, this is his YouTube channel, I share it. But Kevin wouldn't know that if I didn't tell him. Does that make sense? So like you gotta think, okay, if I need someone to do 80% of the work that I do need to replicate me, I need to give that person every single thing that they need to copy me. Because if you're doing the thing, that means it works. So if it works, tell that person, just do exactly this, that's it. And that's not easy, but what does that mean? You need to do this. Daily calls, minimum. And I'm not only saying daily calls as a team call. So it's a daily call where you talk for a half an hour and an hour, and you walk him through the exact process. You walk him through the things that you are doing, how you're doing it. Then, what I used to do as well with Kevin is I used to watch his calls. I used to watch at least one call a day for him. I still do that for people. And I sometimes jump on calls with him, randomly. I just pop my head in. In the beginning, I did it every single day. So I am not just going to say, okay, I hire you, and I'm just gonna, you know, let you do your thing. That's it. Like you need to have the mindset that you are focusing on the mindset of a CEO. And the mindset of a CEO is that no one can replicate you fully, and that you need to work more as a leader instead of a master manager.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, how did you experience the difference between getting authority and room for kind of like self-exploration and development, and indeed, in the beginning, micromanaging, like being on top of everything, make sure you hit your game, because I don't want to be that, like watching every call and like just being on top. Like, can you share a bit of your experience there?
Yeah, of course. In the beginning, if we hired somebody, then it was the first 3 months we just were micromanaging it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are full on it every day.
Yeah.
And after 3 months, if it was like, they got some experience and they are good to let a little bit go of the micromanaging, then we did it.
Exactly.
If not, then I think we need to have another conversation, because if you after 3 months are not competent, then I don't know if I want to put more time in.
Exactly.
You see, but I give it always time.
Okay.
Do you communicate it with them? Like, this is gonna be 3 months, I'm
Exactly.
gonna micromanage
Very
you?
important.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Yeah.
Why 3 months? It's a bit long, right?
Yeah, it was on the payroll, so it was for a minimum of 3 months, you know. So,
but from my opinion, you can know in 4 weeks if someone is competent or not, right?
yeah,
Or not?
yeah. It were marketeers, so we've learned people to set up meta campaigns and creating landing pages. So in 4 weeks you can.
But for sales it's different.
For sales, if you have one conversation with somebody, you can see if this guy or girl.
In 4 weeks, like in real, you can just see how everything's going. You don't need 3 months to micromanage someone to see if they are competent or not.
I think a good sales guy, if you want to create good salespeople, you need to give it at least 6 months.
Yeah?
Yeah, 6 months at least. And you need to really first of all, know sales by yourself. Like you need to be a sales killer to learn people how to make sales.
Yeah.
So if you are bad at sales by yourself, then yeah, it's a little bit hard to learn people sales.
You also need to invest in people.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
learn them something.
So I had an advantage because my brother-in-law Aaron, I learned him sales, but he's way better than me in sales, way better. And what he did was I learned him the basics, but he was buying courses and things like that. So he developed his sales skills by himself, and yeah, that's an A player. That's what I call it. It's an A player, and you want A players in your company, only A players.
And I think that is a mistake that I'm personally making at the moment right now. I did like, okay, yeah, you followed an appointment setting course, okay, so you can do appointment setting.
Yeah.
We have, we have like
And then I did this,
Yeah,
and I think that is it's more of like, I just need to get over that hurdle myself to step into indeed that,
Yeah.
because I don't like to do the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
because then I feel like I'm indeed micromanaging them, but actually I need to shift that mindset from I'm not micromanaging them, I'm training them
Exactly.
for them to get better,
Exactly.
for us to get better. And then communicate that. I think that is important because right now I do daily calls, like half an hour with the team, but I think I need to step that up as well, like 60-minute calls with the closer each day, deconstruction calls.
Yeah.
What does he need? Like how can we improve it, etc.
So for example, like of course Sophia, she's our media buyer. First thing, like she didn't know anything, like a lot of things about media buyers. So I had to train her as well, right?
Yeah.
So what I did like a daily stand-up call, like every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, to Friday. Like a short call on how everything goes with clients. Of course, I didn't give like every client, but like only one client. See how it goes, right? And I just trained, okay, this is what you can do. Not just saying, oh, you need to do this, and then like try to manage like manager, but try to train like what I do in this instance, or what she needs to do, right? And now she knows exactly what she needs to do. So the ad accounts, and I just let her be. Of course, still check it out every single day of how it goes. But overall, she makes her own decisions and etc. But it takes in the first instance a lot of like so to say micromanaging and a lot of training. You know, to get the habits into it, right?
Exactly. And that is the thing, like I think I shared it a couple of times with you guys as well, like I'm not the biggest tracker person myself.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to then text them and be like, what are your numbers for today? Because I'm just taking my call, I'm using the sales tracking sheet, that one works perfectly, but like
But there's the thing as well, like there are going to be things that you as a CEO need to do that are not going to be your forte as like the main thing, but that you still need to do. So an example is, for example, like I prefer not to talk. Like if someone calls me, I prefer not to talk. But if Kevin is in a call and he has someone that he can close and he calls me, I need to be there. Like I cannot say I don't want to talk. So what you gotta be doing is you gotta be actively coaching your people. So and that needs that like 3 months. I think that is a good estimate. We have one setter, our main setter. He became a closer. He's called Ivan, and we saw in him that he could become a closer. I gave him the closing role. In the first 40 calls, he closed 0. But I didn't at any moment say, Ivan, you're not going to continue closing.
Exactly.
What I understood is that 40 is not a reflection of him. It's a reflection of my work on him that indicates that I didn't do enough work. Does that make sense? It's not his thing.
But there is, you have people, and you can put hours in these people, and you can let them do 40 calls and close nothing, and you have Ivan.
Yes, but that's another thing we'll get into in a second. That's A players and B players.
Yeah, exactly.
But then,
but how fast do you make a decision if it's an A or B player?
Immediately, you should say it before you hire him.
Yeah, but how do you know in the first conversation? Because you told me like in 3 months we see if someone is competent enough to go on, but then if it's not, then you have to spend another 3 months to find.
Yeah, exactly. So that's in the little things, the little habits of people. Like Ivan, if we plan in a meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock, 5 before 1, he's on that meeting.
Yeah.
That's the mentality of this guy. He just wants to go. He's an A player.
Yeah.
He comes on time. If he's late, because
Yeah.
a few months ago we had another guy from the Netherlands, and he
Yeah.
always was too late or he was not showing
Yeah.
up. And that's like I told Stefan, like
Yeah.
this is not a good guy, bruh, and
Yeah.
we stopped with him. So it's in the little things you mention it.
Yeah.
Like is it a leader or is it a sheep? You want leaders in your business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The way that you can do it on the first call, here's the thing. If the 3-month onboarding makes sense, but I always give people a 2-week trial in my business. I always give them a 2-week trial before they start in my company. So there shouldn't be a reason why they should start immediately with like a full 3-month thing. It's 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I can see if that person is competent, if they come on the calls, if they're serious. I had a call once with Kevin. He was 1 minute late. He comes on a call. Stefan, I'm sorry that I'm 1 minute late.
Yeah, because it's really not
Professional.
I cannot tolerate that from myself.
And that's what an A player would say. A B player wouldn't say that. A B player would say, oh yeah, I was busy. That's something. They're always there on time, always, and if they're not, they have a good reason. They already let you know a week before that. But now we're talking on A players. Let's go a step back. So mindset of a CEO. You need to have a leader role. Leader role where you need to manage them on the micro for, let's say, 3 months. Let's say you do this one 3 months, right? Like micro is 3 months, so it then becomes the macro. You cannot expect to have the macro without doing this. And this might feel like micromanaging, which it is, but there's no way that someone can replicate you as a, just think of it, they need to replicate you as a person. How are you going to replicate someone as a person without me telling you how you are as a person, me spending time with you as a person? Makes sense, right? So like, you need to do the 3 months onboarding. Yes, you need to do at least, which is also in a noted in that document, daily calls. Daily calls. You need to jump in on calls during the day. You need to talk with them, chat support. You're also support specialist. Chat support 24/7. Okay? And that's pretty much it. These things are pretty much the macro. This is the macro, the micro. You need to do this first, so then this becomes daily checking. Okay, like daily checking and like checking what they're doing in general, and you can then go from daily calls to like 3 calls. Now what? Yeah.
But for example, right now we have a girl working for us like 15 hours a week, and she chooses her own time when she works. So I don't want to do like a daily call because then maybe it's annoying. Or
how does she choose her own time when she works?
Because I give her like the work for the week, and she just do everything like that week, and the deadline is on Friday. So
is this a VA?
No, it's
no,
not.
it's like
Everything what has to be like in Dutch, so copywriting or
like with marketing.
Sure.
hosts.
Yeah, but I think that's different. Like we're now talking
We're
about
talking about-
closers
yeah.
and sales reps.
Yeah,
Sure,
okay.
sure, but it's still,
Yeah.
still. How can, it's the same thing. How can she, like, so if she now chooses when she works, don't let her choose when she works. Have clear guidelines. Whenever someone works with me, no matter who you are, you work from Monday to Friday at specific times.
Yeah, okay.
So if you say she works 20 hours, what she said, 20 hours a week?
15.
15 hours, 3 hours from Monday, that she makes a calendar, she schedules in the calendar, you have her calendar, you see when she works. Then you know when she does things.
Yeah.
I understand that in this case we give like clear deadlines, so we don't care if they work in the night or the evening or.
Doesn't matter. She can fill in the hours. You give her a schedule that she can hold herself accountable to.
Yeah.
If she doesn't need to make those 3 hours that day,
Yeah.
she can make them in another day. Then she can make them later in the day.
But
you need to have a guideline.
yeah, okay, but we kind of have.
Yeah.
You need like, if I told Sophia, for example, she does the media buying. If I told her like, okay, you just work whenever you want to work, and I message her and I tell her, okay, it's 7 p.m. Did you manage the client? She's like, no, I want to work tomorrow.
I think she wants
Yeah,
it.
but it's like ads because it's like
How is it different?
No, in this specific situation, she don't have any tests what is necessary to do daily.
Then she doesn't make the 15 hours, and she makes less.
But we use Screen Monitor.
Then she makes less hours in Screen Monitor.
What do you mean?
She just doesn't work the 15 hours, she works less. You set out a specific amount of time that she works on a weekly basis from Monday to Friday, and if she doesn't make the 15, you tell her, some week it might be 10, some people might be 20.
That's what's happening now. We
Okay.
just pay.
That's good, but you still let her know when she needs to make those hours, so you know when she's available.
Okay, but from a marketing perspective, I don't care when she's available. If she has
Yes.
done before the deadline,
Yes,
would be
but it's
yesterday.
important that you have a guideline. So now we're talking about like managing them in general and making sure that you set out good timelines as a leader. So when you're a leader and you have maybe 10 team members later and they all work when they need to, it becomes very vague for them.
And
So-
for you also.
And for you too.
Yeah.
You really need to have at least a specific layout, and if things
Yeah.
change, you can be flexible, but there needs to be, and if she doesn't do those tasks, she works less hours, you just give her less hours. That's how you do that. But you need to, whenever someone joins, like they need to know. It's same with employees, or same with like people in the program. You know where the Q&A is. You know where you chat with us. You know where you go. You know what you do. So like with this, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, it's expectation, because
Yeah.
that's the same with Sophia as well. I know exactly when she's off and when she actually works, right? That gives me more like a perspective. Okay, I don't do any shit on that day because she's doing it. So that gives you guys also clear, like, okay, the copyright actually works on those days and those times. So there's no like, for example, if there's like urgent copyright matter, like you need to build like a new campaign like for today, that you know exactly that she's actually available at the day to launch, right? Otherwise you kind of structure balls of like, oh yeah, what do I need to do? Like, and then nobody can do the copyright, only me,
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
right? So that's really important. That's why it's really hard as well.
Yeah, I can imagine if you have 10 team members,
Yeah.
Exactly.
it will be favored. To be positive, it's going really well with the way how we give her the freedom, and she has her own agency, so the quality is really good. So we never have like any.
But
We have
maybe-
feedback, of course, but not like a turn around and let's do like managing or that kind
I
of
have
thing.
the same with my VA right there and my video editor. I just prepare everything on Monday. I have a meeting with my VA and I say, this is what you're going to post these days and
Yeah.
this is your task. Video editor makes sure that everything is done and it's done. Like I don't need, like I only spend half an hour each week, 15 minutes on Monday, 15 minutes on Thursday. And indeed, I don't care when she makes the stories and the post and everything. And I'm not going to tell her you need to work from that time to that time. She has a full-time job, she's doing
I
this on
think
the
it's,
side.
it's only able when you know that the quality is good enough and
Yeah.
they're
Yes,
responsible.
and that took a while, of course, like it took a while, but I think with different roles, I must say with my closers and my setters, this is
Yeah.
Most setters definitely. With this role that you set, until a certain degree, if they work 40 hours, then of course it's different. With 15, it's still like a little bit flexible, but it's still nice to know like when, like for them as well.
Yeah.
Like that's like, of course we want all freedom. So you tell your employee, like the people that work with you, like they need freedom.
Yeah.
But like it's not like, oh, she works whenever she wants. That's not a thing.
No, okay.
Anyway, so like mindset is number one. You need to have that mindset of, and that's what I call like, it's a leader role, but it's also a mindset of like making things even more clear. Make it more clear.
Like a 5-year-old.
Yeah,
SOPs.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
So, Sophia and Caho had a call, and she told him, Caho, can you explain it to me like I'm a kid? And that stuck with me because it was like, no matter how good you think someone is, when they need to replicate what you do, you cannot expect them to do it. So if you don't have SOPs for an individual to explain everything, and just walk them through like the entire thing. So what I have for my setters, I have a full-on video where I go over the entire strategy, right? And I take them through the strategy of pretty much like how I do it, like live, how I do it. So this document, this video, I made a Loom video, which is, as you can see here, 45 minutes long. So it's almost like the course content. But what I do is I pretty much take them through the entire thing. So I take them to the bookmarks, how I do bookmarks.
Hey, Mark, I hope all is well, man. And
I send them voice notes.
speak Dutch.
I'm just doing it live. 45 minutes, I take them through everything. Same thing with the media buyer. If you needed 2 hours, I don't care, I make a video. Here's a video to go through everything. It's like your tutorial.
Yeah.
So whenever you don't have this, you know you need to make it. If you don't have these SOPs on guidance, then they don't know what to do.
But then my question would be, if you have an A player, if you give them that specific task, he's gonna have his own way and his own mindset and shift and task that it's gonna do, and then who am I to say if he's better at the thing he's doing? Why would I say give him this?
You want people to get better than you always.
Yeah. But then in the beginning, like if we go from this perspective, we would always be higher and better than them. But what if you have just good people? Then how do you manage those people?
If they are better than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they are better than you, like it's even more simpler. Like I would still go ahead and show them my way of working, just letting them know how the business. I would still do the same thing, but I would tell them. But that also needs to show, because how do you see if someone is good? By action. So with Kevin, I saw that he's just really good. So like within like 2-3 weeks, I could have already let go of him a little bit. But he was that good that he came with new ideas. He came with new ideas on the offer. So I give you freedom to do things, but there needs to be a set baseline on when you come. It's like a restaurant, a Michelin star restaurant. You come into a Michelin star restaurant, it's already organized. You hire the best chef, but there's still the workflow of the restaurant. Like he can bring his ideas, he can bring his things, but it's still the restaurant. Does that make sense? So like the onboarding in the restaurant is like a month or 3 months, for example, and then he can come in with his, and an A player will already come with their ideas within like a week, but within the first day.
Yeah.
Ivan yesterday told me 4 things. He's like, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do? I'm like, oh, just let's do this, the entire time. But it's even easier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's even easier with them. But you do still do the same thing. Like if and that's also the thing. If you don't uphold to this standard for everyone, then the A player is not going to come. Why would he work for you? He can start his own thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but would you still make your SOPs and everything even for the A players?
Yes. 100%.
It's the fundamental.
And how do
It's
you
the baseline.
And how do you keep A players when they want to start their own business?
Okay.
I had it twice. Twice I had like a guy who I teached everything, and then he was like, okay, I'm going to go for myself.
Yeah.
I was like, but I was so in a daily call with him. I was like, I understand. I had nothing better offering him than starting his own business.
Yeah, and that can happen sometimes. That can happen, and that's fine. But what you gotta understand is like maybe so it can be 2 things. It can either be your positioning towards him of your vision and mission and what you want to do with the company that he maybe didn't stand behind, that he maybe didn't think was at the level that he would like it to. That could be possible.
Yeah, it was not growing.
It was not growing it wasn't at that level or growing enough for him to see the potential in it.
Yeah.
Or, which is usually the case with A players, because with B players it would be the money.
Yeah, always.
A players they care about money, but not that much. Like of course they want to get paid good, but it's not always the money. They would rather say like I'll learn your systems and everything like that, and then we'll see about the money when the work is delivered.
Yeah, the main problem at this situation was that like the sales acquisition systems were not like making enough sales calls for them to see the potential to grow with my company. So they were like, okay, if I'm doing now kind of like appointment setting and closing, I can also appointment setting for myself and close them for
Great
myself.
point. So the lead flow wasn't up to par.
Yeah.
So you didn't. So that's my next point. When do you actually hire? You hire when it hurts. You don't hire just to hire. You don't hire thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna hire a closer. Like if you don't have enough calls, why would you hire a closer?
To teach them how to make appointments and then close them by themselves.
But you don't have enough.
That's the reason why I was thinking then I can teach them from 0 to closing.
Yeah.
So they can also make their own appointments.
Sure.
So they can learn by their own appointments.
Sure. But if you are going to learn them, it will take you more time to learn them than to actually get the thing going and then hire them at the moment when it's actually running, when you have the system.
Yeah,
so
I think that is a knife that is going to cut from both sides. Because
it is.
Look, this is a story. In the beginning, with Quick Leads Marketing, we were hiring sales guys, and we run a campaign, and we get some people in. It were older people, like between 30 and 40 years old, and we had 3 sales guys. But our campaign, it was in the beginning of 2024, and our campaign was not good. It was like, our leads were 50 euro, it was bad leads, really bad leads, and the sales guys hadn't enough leads. So these sales guys, they were promised you get enough leads. We are a marketing agency, we can generate leads, so you don't need to cold call, you don't need to outreach on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. We have leads, you only need to call the leads, plan in the meetings and close them. That's all you need to do. So they were sold on that offer.
Mm.
These 3 sales guys, yeah, they were not good, but we had not enough leads. So we need to tell them like, you need to cold call. And they get away.
Yeah.
2 of the 3 were, they quit. So the next round of sales guys was a few months ago, at the end when I left. And these guys, we learned them how to cold call first. Because in the beginning, when I started the company, I also had my first 10 clients by cold calling.
Yeah.
So they need to do that also, because then you got some skin in the game. And that was the mindset that we had the second round when we got some sales guys.
That's what we are also doing.
And these guys now are real A players, because they have the skin in the game.
Yeah.
That's
so it's a knife that
it can go both ways. It can go when it hurts, which is, for example, with Tom, he had so many leads in his inbox, he needed an appointment setter, right? But you can go in a way of like, I'm a proponent of hiring when it hurts, but you can also, like, for example, Ivan, our appointment setter, he came in when we had some lead flow already, but he was now trained to become a closer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can do it with A players, right, in both ways, but I'm a bigger proponent of hiring like when you actually need it, right? Like hire when it's needed, and if you have a feeling that more appointments can be set, and you're already setting appointments with e-commerce businesses or decent thing, then yeah, get a cold caller, train him even better, and then have him do it.
Yeah, but to find like the A player cold caller, in my opinion, A player can be a cold caller because then if you want more, I give them like the long-term vision, like hey, you start with cold calling to make your own appointments, so you just know what it's like our business.
Yeah.
In the second stage, you get like the hot leads, so we're running campaigns on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, so you can set like the easy appointments. Then you can watch the calls together with me when I'm closing, and then around like the third, fourth month, you can close them by yourself. So they have like the vision, okay, I'm going to be a closer. So in this case, I'm looking for a closer, but you start with cold calling.
Okay.
And that's my strategy, but it's not working 10 out of 10, so maybe...
Yeah, because you should focus on someone that, I mean, it should be a natural evolution. You shouldn't already be pitching them on like becoming a closer. Like I do tell, like if they tell me like what's the vision of this, I say like, hey, if you do good work, yeah, potentially you could grow in the company by getting there, right? So I do tell it to them, but I'm telling them like, you can also become a setter manager. You can also manage a setting team. So I want someone who's specified into something specific, not someone like diverting, because like so here's the thing, mainly hire when it hurts. If you want to get them like on board before and you really notice on the appointment, because I know you have appointment setters, right? Active ones. You can train them, you can give them the idea of the vision, but don't tell them like in the third, fourth month that they're going to close, because their mind's going to be like, okay, like I just want to go, like they need to become a master at appointment setting. Like if they're not setting an X amount of appointments that you know you need to set every month.
And you mentioned, for example, like, hey, we gave, I don't know the name, Ivan, 40 calls and he closed 0. So
yeah,
my vision is I don't give any potential closer
yeah.
call. I can see if they are an A player while they are like cold calling, what doesn't hurt. So I'm preparing the moment when it's going to hurt, that there's already like a cold caller or like appointment setter who already know my vision and my mindset, and just like in one day, okay, you close them, that's it.
And that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But you mentioning it not working, like there might be something in that process, because you do the same way as I do. So it's the same process you do. But there might be something in that process which is not efficient enough in order for you to, because with Kevin, for example, those appointment setters are still setting. They're still doing appointments, or also closing.
Yeah, they are sales guys. So the framing in hiring them was like, okay, we are going to generate some leads in the future, but first you begin with cold calling, because I did it also. I created 10 clients with cold calling, my first 10. So if I can do that, you need to do that also, because then you have some experience in communication and things like that. these people had no experience in communication in sales. So if you really want it, if you really want to be an A player, then you do that.
You give them the vision to be a closer.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the position that we hired them from.
So if you say it doesn't work, then there might be something in the process of the hiring, or just in general
give them too
management.
much freedom.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing just now, what you guys said.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
that happens with that person, you might replicate it for other people too.
I hire like 10
You don't
people and I
have
see
check-in.
that and I'm just like, okay, let's go.
You don't even have like check-in calls or anything.
But that's why I say, like here's the thing, you gotta start with this in mind first. Like, and then also this. So that's why I say, like, you hiring 10 people, I can already tell you that 1 or 2 is going to be the best. And they're going to get the most results.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna waste your time. So we only had Ivan for a really long time. Then we added one other. And then one other.
Yeah, the funny is, Ivan was actually our video editor before.
Yeah, it was a video editor. So as a video editor. He came like this. Yeah.
But the thing is, but the reason he actually told Steph he wants to do more. That's a good mindset. That's that's an A player mindset.
So instead of you,
Yeah.
instead of you telling them what the vision is, let them ask it.
I have a question. So when I started, I have friends. Started to build like systems and backend and so on. I have especially one who's really like smart and doing systems and everything. But the thing is, when we started to get more clients and everything got like more sharp, and I'm started to get like more stressed and get more focused on more clients and so on. They felt like I'm too harsh. I'm too direct. They don't like it,
Okay.
So my question is, now they quit. Like so, I'm looking for one right now. But so my question is, how should I? Is it my fault because they left, or is it like, is that normal? Or
We're A players, in your opinion.
What are you
I don't know, man. They work really, especially that guy I'm thinking about. Like, for example, I told him like we have to do the landing pages and so on. I don't have the time to do it. Can you do it also because you are doing the systems? He said no, I don't want. I just do this.
I learned
He's like,
if you want to tell something negative or something, someone wants to do more, be positive about something else and then tell them. So give them like the credits, like and then bam.
But the thing is, the problem was that they don't want to do more than they should.
Okay.
That we have discussed about,
Okay, but did they do the thing that they did to their full potential and as great as they could?
Yeah.
Then there was no reason that they should do other things if they don't necessarily want to do that and they're good at one thing.
Yeah.
Sophia doesn't want to do sales. Kevin doesn't want to manage our ads.
But why did they quit? Because they need.
Maybe. Yeah, they felt like I'm too demanding. I was too demanding.
Okay, but then it's a you thing.
Yeah.
Then it's a you thing.
And but this is where it gets interesting because I read the book Extreme Ownership.
Yeah.
It's about how Navy SEALs exactly. And then it's like, okay, I take complete ownership of indeed me not training my setter to a certain extent. But then I'm also wondering, like, okay, I asked him like 5 times now to tag the leads on Business Suite, and he keeps saying, yeah, I do it via Instagram. And then I'm like, okay, what else do I need to do, like as extreme owner to get him to do the things? And then I'm harsh. I was harsh one time. I said like, hey dude, if we continue like this, it's not going to work. He said, I completely agree. I apologize. Yeah. But now it's
and
like,
from then, he did it or no?
No.
Fire him.
Yeah. It's really annoying because he is someone who comes up with a lot of good ideas and all that. So it's like he's like a B+. So it's like
it's not an A.
Yeah, I know. So
you want A players.
Yeah.
B+ is not A.
You said it by yourself.
You said you just gave the answer like.
But this is the me part where I'm like, I don't like to do these kind of things. He's really nice. He's really hardworking. He wants it. He said like, Tom, I'm going to buy this courses that I can be better for you, etc., etc. And I'm like, I completely see that you want to do this,
Okay.
and I'm asking you to do things that's not working. So is that me? Is that you?
Yeah, don't be so invested in people before they've shown it after a certain amount of time. Don't be so invested, because if you're so I say invested, I'm not talking about like not doing this. I'm talking about being invested, like dreaming and visualizing how they're going to do and be with certain.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Like just lower the attachment to that. And here's the thing: so you need A players. Number one, if they don't want to note down a fucking thing, sorry for my language, like in a document, in a tracking sheet.
Yeah.
Also, if they don't listen, like if
And then
if they don't listen,
there's the hard part, because like I track my sales, but I'm not tracking my own daily tasks, like how many calls did I.
So
book,
it
et
starts
cetera.
with
So
you.
I know.
You know, if let's say you have kids.
Yeah.
And you do a certain thing, your kids are going to replicate what you do.
Exactly.
So you got to be a good example for your employees.
Yeah. And the annoying thing is like it's not. I know I need to do it, and everybody here is completely right. And this is the frustrating part, because I don't want to do this, and that makes it.
Listen,
so
man,
hard.
listen. You say I don't want to do this. You want to scale your business?
Yes. So I need to do this.
So there's no I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
there's,
I must do it.
I must do it. Change that. There are going to be things that you don't want to do. It's just standard. Do you think I like to talk the entire day about like sales, just the recordings of the sales and just looking through them and seeing what they talk? Blah, blah. You need to change your mindset of your business needs you in a different way, so you gotta grow.
For your vision, I worked like for a company where I had like an internship, and they offered me like a good job, and we had like a sales system, and they told me like 100 times you have to record every meeting you have in the system, but no one did it in the whole organization. I was like, why do I need to do it?
Yeah,
and I'm an A player, but I didn't do it because no one did it. And I was like, I don't like the task, but I will first see if everyone else is doing it, and then I'm going to do it as well.
But on the other side, why does it have to be your way? If there's just a problem that, okay, you need to track your leads or put in a document, well, maybe you just can build an automation and then solve that problem. Like,
sometimes you can, sometimes you have to delegate. Like with running ads, you cannot delegate running ads.
No, that's true, but oftentimes it's like, oh, he didn't want to do it my way, but who cares if it was
It's
your
not
way?
your way. It's the way that it's most efficient for the business.
Yeah.
It's not. So I would say like a tracking sheet is not my way of doing things. It's the way of us knowing the stats, knowing the data.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and if we don't know the data and you don't want to comply to what the business needs to help our clients improve so they're happier, then you don't care for the business.
You care about yourself.
Yeah, but I agree. I certainly, and you need to track things, but like you can build boards, you can have automations that you personally don't have to do everything or every task yourself, because maybe that person just hates tracking it. Maybe there are other ways you can track it.
Let them learn to love it. There's to a certain extent that you can automate things. Just as I said, media buying, you need to put the fucking numbers in the tracking sheet. With sales, you gotta put it, and here's the thing as well, you gotta understand one thing. Salespeople, appointment setters, media buyers, if they don't know their numbers, they're not a professional person, they're not an A player. If I ask you, if I go to you, you're my sales guy, I come to you, I say, what's your closing rate? You say, oh, I don't know, man, like maybe 17. I'm like, maybe? How much is your closing rate? You don't know. Okay, no worries. How's your show up rate? Maybe like 67%. Like maybe. Okay. How many calls did you have this week? Oh, maybe like 13. I'm like, so everything is maybe with you. So you don't know your numbers. So you're not professional.
Okay, so quick question then. Everyone here on table can say their show up rate, their revenue goal, or what their...
No, but I can tell you that if you go to your tracking sheet, so if you go to the tracking sheet, I can tell you my numbers now.
Yeah, of course.
It's all noted every single day.
Yeah, okay. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
How did you make that shift where it became like, okay, I'm just going then to do it this way? Like I said, like I'm happy with the tracking sheet, with the sales. I'm logging them. Just copy pasting takes me 1 minute if I done a sale call. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
I can see 20k revenue generated this contract. Woo! But then there's the step before that, right? Like, and then it's with the appointment center. Like, if I'm on the business suite, I offer the call. tag the lead offered call, so it's that I can find them back. He's not doing that, so I need to train him. But like with the outreach, like how did you go from, okay, let me just do this mundane task on a daily basis where I'm tracking the numbers and making sure that Kevin is doing the same, Ivan and Matthias and Velko as well.
How I made that shift?
Yeah.
The understanding of that if things are not clear, things will not get done.
Yeah.
So if I tell you, like, okay, shoot the ball in the goal, you're gonna shoot it, but it's maybe not be clear to you like how to actually do the technique to shoot it in the right way. So if we want to hit 100, 150k, 200k a month, like if you come in my business and it's not clear, you're not going to be able to do the right things to do that 80% of how I do it.
Yeah. And how did you, like, let's go back to Stefan and Caho, three years ago.
Yeah.
Like you hired your first person. I don't think it was perfect like it is.
Man,
right
we hired 60 people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. So what were the steps on a daily basis, how you shifted yourself from, because you can tell me track the sheet, you've told me like 6 months from now.
Yep. And you're doing it, which is great.
And I'm making improvement, but I'm not there where I want to be yet. I acknowledge that. Like, can you help me share what you did on a daily basis when you woke up and then made all those SOPs?
Sure.
How did you do that? Because like I don't see it happening with my calendar being full within the
that's where it starts,
etc.
And that's where it starts, because it all starts with structure, man. It all starts with structure. And here's the thing.
So you also changed your way of working.
Yeah, because it was chaos.
Yeah, that's happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything like from the sales part by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give someone like, hey, this is my company, do the sales.
Exactly.
And that's it.
It's because it's a mess, and that's we gotta take a step back. So if you gotta understand, like that's like also with this, I gave you guys the overview, right? Like the entire overview of this document. So it was the 90-day planner and the big picture diagram. So that's why I wanted to share with you guys this. So it all starts with this. If you don't have laid out, and I know you have with when you guys started, that we did something like that. If you don't have laid out how your team looks and how it needs to be, like you are not going to understand anything. So it all starts with you laying out your business. So one, and we are not going to be able to do that today, but I want to give you guys the homework assignment to go through and make your own Miro board like this that we have. Okay, I gave you the link to it, so you can pretty much check the entire thing. Okay, that's going to be your homework. Kao and I can check in with you guys in like a week, and I want to see it. Okay, we'll do calls with you guys to reflect on this event, and we'll check it. I want you to start there, because when you understand like from the top down how your business looks and how you want it to look, you'll see that you actually have maybe someone under you or next to you that is working with you, and that you only maybe need, like to be honest, like me, Caho, and Sophia, and then pretty much on the left hand side, we have here like the setters. So we have here Ivan, right, that is doing the sales. Like pretty much, if I were to cut down my business to the T, I practically only have Caho, Sophia, and Ivan.
Yeah, you could run it with.
I could run it with them. So if you don't clarify who you actually need on paper like this, then you don't know. So your question about like how do you do that and everything is like, well, you start with structure. You start with, okay, how does my team look? How does my company look? Like, what people like do I actually need? Do I need 10 appointment setters? Go ahead.
Next question. Sorry to interrupt. But how do you make time for like strategic tasks like this?
Working on the business rather than in the
business. Because now it's chaos. So I need structure. I need a Miro board. I need in 1 week we have like a meeting with each other. You're going. Yeah. But on Monday I'm starting my laptop, and then it's
sacrifice.
Yeah.
What do you do on the weekends? Do you go to friends? Do you go out? Do you go eat?
No, on Saturday we work, but Sunday it's like we have to take 1 day rest.
Okay, but strategically planning out your week should be done, in my opinion, on a Sunday evening. You can do it in 2 hours.
Yeah, but that's what we do on Sunday.
Okay, so if it's still a chaos, block more time on the Sunday.
Yeah, but
That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for the past 4 years.
But on Friday, it's like strategic day, but always 9 to 10 times we have more on the day-to-day operational work, what's feeling more important than a mirror board. Sometimes we like, okay, fuck it, we're going to start with a mirror board, and then I'm looking and I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't respond to my client. I have 20 mil.
But that's.
It all starts here.
It all starts here. So you gotta prioritize with this. You gotta prioritize with your, like for example here, on a Sunday, I reflect.
You just ignore every inbox.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do it from Monday to Friday. Don't do it throughout the week. Strategic thing, do it in a weekend.
But even through the week, like we wake up pretty early and then we try to block out as much like every morning, the actually complete morning. We ignore emails, we don't.
Exactly.
If we have calls, we take calls, of course. But if we don't have to reply or like messages or even on phone, just all ignore it.
And we even asked to do calls only after 1 p.m.
Yeah.
100%. That's the thing. I look at here, deep work. I go train in the morning. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I train in the morning. Then I do my deep work, and then the rest of the day here I'm starting my calls. I'm not talking with anyone here, but I'm not working on strategic things here. I'm doing that on the weekend. So you should be sharpening your sword when your clients are sleeping, and actively using the sword when they're awake.
Yeah. And we tried it in the evening, but it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And the thing is, if you do it on a Friday, it's an active day where you can sign clients, where you can do other things, more important things.
We can deep work together in the morning.
So don't do it.
We should do this in the weekend, not during the week.
But I think we're accountability partners, right? And we had a look at your business.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a problem with the service delivery part. You're doing so much work.
Operationals. Yeah.
And I don't think you should be doing so much work for the amount of revenue you're generating.
Yeah.
I mean, currently we don't have any work because we don't have any clients, but we're still generating 5 to 10K.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of time to work on the business. Are we doing it right every day? Of course not. We're still learning. But we're actively making systems, trying to figure things out.
It starts with one thing. Number one is the number one document that you need. I don't know where to put this. One, it's your warm up.
Yeah, sorry, I want to
Go ahead.
I started with, planning my day in the beginning of this year with habit tracker and planning my day, like structure it. I mean, it turned my life around from like 0 to 10K like instantly, and doing more productive, have like a to-do task every day.
Yeah.
Like it makes so much clearer, and I do so much more work. It's amazing. So yeah, it's a really good having a warm up and everything.
It's warm up is the number one thing. So it's a number one thing to have this document. I got this from the OG Sam Ovens.
I saw it in Nexus.
It's amazing, man. It's
doc as
so
well.
good. I've been using this for 5 years. So, and I gave you guys actually the document also there, or at least on the links that you have. So it starts with number one, it's the warm up. You plan out your year. So what all of you should be doing now in December is planning out your next year. You plan out your 2025. We actually have this exercise that we're going to do in just a moment. You plan out your 2025.
Yeah, especially when we are growing so fast, I don't know what to plan the whole year.
Doesn't matter. You plan with a rough outline.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you plan. For example, if I were to plan like the next year, I would just pretty much block out the most important things. So I do my vacations. Rough estimate when I want to go on vacations.
Nice.
I have my like 3 days I don't do anymore, but like let's say when I have outreach and sales, when I was doing that, I know that down. I have my military mode where I block and I don't go anywhere. So that's my focus mode. I can block that for like 2 months, right? Then I block also like product development and live events. So I note down the important things. I give them a color. That's what I do. And then I hit my yearly goals here.
Could you maybe show, like, for example, December? How you write down December or whatever, which month?
Monday.
It's better to have like a big goal, and after a while just I don't know how you say it in English.
And then get results Because your results are going to be bigger when you set it like a low, than compared to like a lower goal. Is that
Yeah.
what you?
So if you think like, okay, how much do I want to earn, and you think like maybe 30, maybe 40. You said 40, right? And after maybe 6 months, you said okay, 40 was too ambitious.
Just 10x your goal. Just 10x your goal. If you want to do 30k, 10x it. Challenge yourself. You might not hit it, but you will be further than you are.
Yeah.
Just 10x it. But it all starts with this. If you don't have this, you're running a business out of your head.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You cannot run it out of. If you don't have a warm-up, like what are you doing? So to answer your question, Niels, like here, I already planned my next week. I already know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Here, I'm gonna fix last things with the fix last things with the mastermind, and so I wanna also talk with you guys to see like your feedback. So I wanna do like calls with you guys just to evaluate what you guys thought and what we can improve moving forward, because I wanna give you guys more support, wanna help you more, wanna make things more better, more, you know. So we're gonna do that. But we're like, I also like check if reels are posted. Kaho does that with our editor. I check the stories. I post some stories, create a YouTube video, analyze the ads. This is where I start with. That's what I do. That's my main thing. But I plan out my entire week.
Do you have this for your entire team, or is this?
Yes. Yes.
So everyone in the team.
Kaho has it. Sophia has it. The setters, in that sense, the setters have the other one, which I shared with you. So like the task that they need to do. But I also give it to them. Yeah.
Can you? Do you share this document?
Yeah. I will. So it's also linked in the Q1 goal. Q1 90-day planner. So I made a specific one for the next 90 days. But I will also add the warm up here, so you guys have it. Okay. Warm up 2025.
And the SOPs for sales setters, if that's possible.
SOPs for sales team. Sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, but you need to have this. Like I plan it before the end of every month. I plan the next month. So I plan my macro, right? My yearly overview, I plan it at the end of the year for the next year. And if it needs changes, sometimes I do it. I never do this planning on like throughout the week. I always do it on a Sunday or Saturday. Never throughout the week. So if you zoom in then, let's say now it's January, so now December is finished. I've planned out this. I will already start and go ahead and book in on January what I think, what I need to do in the first week. So it calms me. Like I know what I need to do. I already planned it. I'm already a day ahead, I'm already a week ahead. And then what I do, so I start with this. So here's your guideline. Warm up. Yearly overview, you do at the end of every year. That's one. Your monthly view, you do at the end of every previous month. Does that make sense? So for January, I do it at the end of December. And for every next week, I do it the week before that.
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
On Sunday,
So
And that's how I work every single time.
for next week, you would have a notes with all the tasks that have to be done.
Yes.
And then on Sunday, you just fill it in in the day.
And it calms my mind.
And how do you prioritize? What questions do you ask yourself, or how do you decide who, or is this a task that I will do, my clients will do, my team will do?
It starts with you. So from what I'm hearing from you guys is that you haven't laid it out in this way. So do that first. So fix yourself first before you fix your team. Because if you,
One thing, if you do have A players working for you, they will fill it out themselves. Then you can always check it, see, if it's good, if it's right, if you need to add something. But otherwise, you shouldn't focus too much on other people. You should focus on what you're doing.
yeah.
And then you can check their things.
Yeah. Show them, speak with action. Like, show them that you are on that level. They'll be like, whoa, how did I do it? Like, I went to Serbia, my A player told me, like, Stefan, how do you do it? What can I do to be better? I said, just copy me, man. I mean, just do what I'm doing. Just do what I'm doing. That's it. Just copy the warm-up, copy the calendar, understand the team structure, note your to-dos. We'll go over all those 4 things.
How do you manage your to-dos? Because we, for example, have a Notion page where we share. You also have Notion?
Notion,
Is this for the weekly?
This is just for my overall. Let's say, for example, you tell me now something, I open my Notion and put it down here.
But you have like your warm-up, then the monthly, where's the weekly? For every Sunday you make like a weekly.
So here's the thing. Warm-up is kind of a mix between to-do and like my main things that I need to do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So like But the way it works so well is because it gives an overview of everything. So with my marketing tasks, I do these things. With my service tasks for my agency, I do these things. I check.
This is what you do every Sunday.
This is what I plan every Sunday for the week ahead.
What do you do every month? You said something.
The month before.
What are you doing then?
I'm planning, so let's say for example now it's going to be January, I just put the first week into it.
And think about like what happened
And
in
what happened in December and evaluate the entire month. So both things.
Where do you put those notes? Also in this?
In this, or I have my Notion as well, where I put it in Notion, like in my to-dos, or just I have a Google Docs where I have some R&D, or research and development. Or sometimes I take, like usually recently I've been starting to note down things. I've been noticing that when I note down, I remember it better. So I'm just sitting and I'm thinking, okay, what went good? What could be better? I see if Kao is free, I have a chat with him, what do you think could be better? What could be, and then we do it like that, you know. And I used to plan my tomorrow today, in the evening. And it's still actually noted in my calendar. So if you go here, or not, actually not more, like it was noted like, okay, plan my tomorrow today. Because you can plan the week on a Sunday, but you will forget what you need to do the next day if you're on a Thursday. So then it can become chaos again.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, I would recommend yearly plan, end of the year, monthly plan, previous month at the end of the month, and then the first week also, because you need to start the first week, and then every week, the week before it on a Sunday, and you can do this all on a Sunday, this Sunday work, and then for you to really be strict in the beginning, because I just do it because in my system now, you do plan your tomorrow today, in the evening.
Yeah. That's something we do, but then we don't have like a global overview of what.
So you don't do it. So you don't do it.
Just today for tomorrow.
Yeah, me the same. I mean, I just schedule. I don't use the whole year because it's too much for me. But
sure,
I should.
The year over, you shouldn't get too in because it can cause anxiety. If you plan what you're going to do next December, you can plan a vacation maybe, but you cannot plan like I'm going to do sales on the Sunday.
Yeah,
4th of
that's
December.
difficult to plan.
You don't need to plan that much ahead. It actually creates anxiety.
Yeah.
So I found a sweet spot to be like a week. That's max. Don't do 2 weeks. Don't do 3. Because in 3 weeks I'm going to think, oh fuck man, what if I need to change my VSL?
Yeah.
What if I need to add a product, maybe a module for you guys? So don't plan too much, but do those exact 4 things that I said. Rigorous, that should be your standard. That should be the minimum.
Yeah.
That's minimum. That's bare minimum. So if you don't do it, you're not doing the 50K activity.
Yeah.
You're not doing it.
How much people did you hire before you had fixed yourself?
Well, to be honest, first, I think no one is ever fixed.
No, but I mean,
But to this extent,
yeah.
maybe 15 people, 10, 15. I remember our first media buyer, he came from Colombia or something. Was he Brazil, Colombia?
Mexico.
Mexico, Colombia, I have no idea, man. That was the worst thing we ever did. Like, it was horrible. But you learn those things, right? So I also learn while I'm doing it. But this is default. This is bare minimum. This is 50K entrepreneur. And if you don't have it, starting off with the war map, you're not going to do it. It's going to be chaos. So you might do 50K, but you're going to be sitting there like, fuck, I'm going to kill myself. Like, I really want to kill myself. So you're not going to have the structure. So it starts with that. That's the thing. And then your calendar. So with the structure, your calendar, that's like the main thing.
Yeah.
And it might become chaos, but one thing that's really important that you need to understand as well is you need to sacrifice. No parties, no things, just for a certain amount of time when you do your military mode. When you focus on the exact thing, you just do that thing. You don't do other things. You cannot half-ass things. It's not going to work. So freedom is created by sacrifice. It's not created by just doing everything that you want.
Yeah, and not only that, by the way. For example, now what I do is basically every week, so every Tuesday, every Thursday, I don't do any calls. Like the whole Tuesday and Thursday is blocked to focus only on lead work. Nothing with calls, things like that. So if you struggle with, oh, I need to calls on a certain day, like, no, just Tuesday, no calls, only work. Or Thursday, no calls, only work. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay, fine, right? You need calls, but that's what I do. That works really well.
Yeah, he and I were talking, and he said, man, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm like, just jump on a call. So he said like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm looking at his calendar, I'm like, okay, you do calls on Tuesday, then you do calls on Thursday, and I already know that he's not a talker. So I'm like, why are you talking? It doesn't make sense. I want you on the delivery. And he had team meetings daily with Sophia and Hope and the delivery team and the editors. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, just do one. Can you do one a week? Will it be the same result? He's like, yeah, they know what they do. I'm like, so what are you doing calls? He's like, yeah, let's do one. I'm like, okay. Okay, it doesn't make sense. And then, okay, you do calls on Tuesday and Thursday. Can you do them on Monday, Wednesday, Friday? You have the Q&As then. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, just block it. Done.
Yeah, and the thing is like, especially I'm noticing it right now as well, like where do you put your priorities? So for example, indeed I have something very similar like this, right?
I know.
I sometimes show you, like,
yeah,
it looks pretty much the same. My whole Mondays are indeed for content, but then I need to shift somewhere in the deep work to create the structures, to create the right SOPs, because I'm just overwhelmed by all the SOPs that you've shared with me, but I know, like, okay, as soon as I start and just chip away by them one by one, this is what I'm teaching my fucking students.
Yeah.
So it's like what do they say? Every coach needs a coach.
Coach,
mentor. And then I think I need to just start putting like 2 or 3 hours each morning, or like at least 2 or 3 times a week to make these plans.
Yeah.
Then in my evenings, because my closer is in America, do the deconstruction calls, and then potentially indeed sacrifice some time that I can take the triage calls just to create the better sales system that will help both the setter, which I'm going to probably offload, and then find a new one.
Yeah, so to add to that, you might feel like 24 hours is not enough. You know,
every day.
We all might find that 24 hours is not enough.
Yeah.
But it becomes enough when you make them efficient.
Yeah.
So when I wake up at like, let's say for example, now it says like 7. Sometimes I used to wake up at like 6, do like 3 hours of deep work, then go to the gym, and then at 10 o'clock I'm already done with my day. So you should always start with your main thing. If your main thing in the morning is like content for the Monday, you do that. But you should have one main focus for that day. You cannot do 20 different things.
Why did you change to first gym?
It's feeling my work.
Because I just like to just go immediately, get that done with. You know, that's just what I noticed. I'm split testing that now again. I'm always split testing.
Because I had you in the past that you were deep working and that you didn't go to the gym anymore.
Correct. I'm split testing it now for the past couple
weeks. We have the same. So then we are like focusing, and then we're like, fuck the gym, and then we just work.
That's the thing. That's what I noticed as well. So I was like, okay, let me get the gym out of the way. I have the toughest thing out of the way, and I'm just gonna do the rest after that.
This like, if you like, because I did this, I was tired after going to the gym. I literally couldn't focus. So what is one of my life savers is 5 alarms on a daily basis. 1 to start work, 1 when it's time for gym. Like my alarm goes off, and then it's like, okay, close my laptop, go to the gym, go run. Like, just do it.
Because sometimes we tell each other, like at 8:30 we go to the gym, and then she's coming like it's 8:30. Fuck it.
In the morning.
Yeah. So we had 2 hours of deep work already.
Yeah, but then you could say to yourself, I've done this already, and I would make it a block. Like, okay, do your deep or do your gym and your
stuff.
But my Google Calendar looks like this, but I'm not doing like this.
Yeah, but it's so different for everyone, because I know like at 3 p.m. my brain is blank.
Yeah.
Like I've worked so hard for like 6 hours deep work, like did calls, like delivered. I can't do anything, so I close my laptop, I go for the run, I have my dinner from 5 till 6 p.m. and from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. I'm working, where Stefan is like winding down and stuff. I'm working, I do my evening routine, I wake up around like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Like everyone is different, and you have to figure out.
Can we just do a safety stop for 1 minute? Just have to swap batteries.
Yeah, sure. I stopped with running, so running I need to change for next week. I stopped running since this week. I don't feel good doing it. I just became tired. So I stopped doing it. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I felt better when going to the gym.
Yeah.
Lifting heavy weights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that works. I do more of that.
Yeah.
And I don't do it every day. I train 2-3 times a week. I don't need more. That's it. That's my max. So, but I listen to my body.
Yeah.
So I listen to, okay, I eat this, I don't feel well, I don't do it. I do this, it works well, I keep on doing it more of it. It's a simple mindset thing that you need to have, like just keep on doing what you're doing that works, and then prioritize. To answer Neil's question, we went in a crazy circle to what he said. You gotta prioritize the thing that's most important all the time. Because the people making, like Sophia, what she's doing, us and how much we're making, like the only difference between what we're doing is we're just focusing more on the things that actually move the thing quicker forward. We don't do more things. So my day starts, to be honest, like I could do one thing a day, and that's pretty much just one thing a day, and that is pretty much just make a YouTube video. Make a YouTube video, check if the reels are done, make some stories. I could do that in an hour, 2, you know, and then I coach you guys. So now I have coaching set at like 3 times a week. So I coach everyone 3 times a week. I'm maybe gonna do it like maybe 4 or 5 because I see that it helps, you know. So I'm gonna do that daily, but I'm still testing that. I'm still checking that. But the only thing I do now is marketing. I can just make a YouTube video, do some reels, do pretty much like stories, and I'm done. But I make them the best to my ability. And the rest of the day, then I do like chatting with the salesperson and all those things. Chatting with the salesperson or checking their sales calls is a lower brain activity. Like you don't want to do lower brain activity things in the morning. That's a no-go. So just figure out what, like, and I'll give you the entire SOP on this, like how you guys can do it. I want you to do it. So set in your like homework, if you're noting it down now, like in a week, I want to see your warm up. I want to see your calendar. Like those 2 things, Kao and I will do like a check-in call with you guys one-on-one, just to see how everything went. And I want to see your warm up. I want to see your calendar, team structure to do. We'll get into that in just a second. But those are like the main things. If you don't have that clear, like you don't know what you're doing. That's where the chaos starts. The chaos doesn't start with you feeling overwhelmed with doing sales calls. It starts with you not having structure in what you do.
It's you're the business.
You're the business.
Yeah.
You guys are all now the business.
Yeah.
We have an entire document in Milanote which lays out our entire business. Right now we just implemented all of the questions we possibly have. So our entire business, we try to base it off of questions, because we think if you ask the right questions, the right answer is inevitable. But right now it's so many questions. Do you think just leave it in there, go with the flow, and then remove the questions along the way? Or should we put time in focusing on refining our business structure right now?
And simplifying it even more.
You guys gave the answer.
Should simplify already right now. So
you should simplify already,
okay,
and remove the things that don't matter. Just if there are 300 questions, just make them 1. Like what's one important question to make you move forward? Like there should be 1 or 2, not 100. So just minimize, remove the scrap. Just don't think more. No. That's what I told Mika as well, like a couple of weeks ago. He said he had 10 setters. Jesus. We give 10 appointment setters.
For a second time.
For a second time, and when we began, I told him don't do that. And he hired 10. I'm like 10 setters. I'm like just get 1 or 2.
And then he fired them, and then again.
And then he fires them. Now he's gonna fire them again. Probably. So just don't complicate. It's warm up, calendar, your team structure, which you set once. Do that in December. Do that also this month. That's also homework. Team structure on what you're sharing, and that entire mind map of your year. You plan that. Your to-dos are ongoing. When you get an idea, boom, you put them in Notion. Boom, I put them here. Setter questions. My client, my tax advisor. What I need to do. Done. All those things. Simple board.
what would you say in the future when we're again exploring questions and stuff? Because right now we saw it as exploration, and now we find the right stuff. Then we're going to simplify.
Yeah.
Would you say that's a good strategy, or rather start more simple and don't explore everything around it?
Yeah, I think what we do specifically is we'll always reflect in terms of, okay, what's the goal for the revenue? 100K. Okay, what does it take to get to 100K? Okay, that's how many outreach, how many ads we need to push, how many leads we need to get, how many calls we need to book, like everything in terms of the numbers, you need to put everything.
Yeah,
but the original goal is 100K, okay, reverse engineer what you need to do
Exactly.
to reach that. That's the most simple way to get there.
Do you have that as well?
The CMO task, yeah, I'll put it in here. So this is Kaho's document that I made for him to give him more clarity.
But yeah, no, what you said that was really good, because we have the important thing is that you need clear vision.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because the thing is holding us back is the distraction. You know? And we need clear direction and just moving the needle.
Yeah, it's a bit for it. It's a bit for, you can see, YouTube videos, ads, do AI, do this and that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, does it really help me to go to 100K? Like, not really. You can still go with like usual funnel and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So always have to have like clear goal. Okay, the original goal, 100 fucking K. Okay, what the fuck do I need to do to get 100K, right?
Yeah. So it's lifetime goals, yearly goals, monthly goals. I just copy paste them from the warm-up from the 1 month to the other.
Yeah.
That's it. I just keep them going and track them. So doing these yearly goals, I need to close 25 people. It was in the beginning, it was different. This amount of calls, this amount of agency clients.
You want to speak Chinese?
In Arabic?
Yes.
He's my brother.
I'm learning Greek now, and
It's not there.
it's not there, but it became one. So I want to learn as many like a polyglot.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, man. So this is Calho's thing. So I told him this is the ad spend, this is the amount of leads we need every month, this is the amount of calls, this amount of sales, this is what the closing rate needs to be. Because Cal is more in the CMO role, but I'm now working on getting him to the COO role, like the operational. So he can do the operational, I can focus on the CEO things. But these are like the main things that so when he goes into this document, he knows, okay, boom, okay, I do this. Marketing strategies for ad platforms, manage optimized physical account ads, okay, I do this. Manage the creative teams, so organic tests are done, manage the media buyer, hire team members, create SOPs, boom, he does everything. I don't need to be there. And I made an SOP for him how I would do it. Even if I haven't ran ads for 2 years, right? So that's what I do, and then manage and check on team, and that's it. So clarity for him too, so he knows what he needs to do.
So you have this for every role, and for
every
role you have an SOP for every possible task.
Every possible. I think we have we've created I think maybe 150 SOPs in the past 4 years.
And where can we find the Kahoo?
Well, you gotta. Here's the thing, man.
My number.
Gao's a unicorn. You like.
How did you guys know each other?
I'll keep the story short. We were like in the same elementary school since we were 5 years old. Gaho, another friend of ours, and me were like we're the three musketeers. So like we're like, we're like the three. We're still best friends. Like we know each other for like 23 years.
So Mika, you have your A player.
Exactly. You have Juliette next to you. Juliette is your Gaho.
Yeah, but we have to find a third person.
Why?
Okay.
No, we have to hire people.
I think we should discuss that before.
This is a private conversation.
No, but we have to find maybe 20 people, right?
Jeez. Oh, you guys need counsel, bro.
Not like as an owner, but...
You don't. Why do you need 20 people?
No, I mean, we have to grow, so we want to hire people, right? It's like the whole topic.
Yeah, but hiring doesn't necessarily mean you need more people. Or like growing necessarily doesn't mean getting 20 people. The correlation between having 20 people and growing is absurd. Because you can grow a business with 4 people to 100K a month. Cal and I were the main guys that ran a business. 2 years ago we hit like I think 70K in 1 month in the Dutch market. We hit 70K a month. I was the closer, he was the ads guy.
Just the two of you.
Just the two of us.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Because it's not about the quantity of people, but more about the quality of people.
Yeah.
Like for example, I do the task with fucking 10 people, like, and he does it with fucking 20 people. I think, selling, closing, content, fucking bookkeeping, like everything. Of course, not ideal, but if you can find one person that can do more tests than just, for example, I told you guys, like, instead of finding one person to do only copywriting, why not have a person that does copywriting, ads, and a funnel? But for example, Sophia, she does copywriting and ads.
Yeah.
She does more than just copywriting, right?
Yeah.
That's more worth it than just 2 people.
Yeah.
You pay more than that as well, right? For 2 people.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking wrong because I'm always thinking like we have to find more people because then we can grow it more. But I have to think.
Change your mindset. Change your mindset because your mindset of a CEO like needs to be. Hiring is not sales. In sales, you need like more people, more appointments, more clients. Yes, you need that. In hiring, you don't need more people. you don't need them. I was talking with. Do you guys know physical leads? Did I tell you about it? physical leads with Wouter Steegman.
Is it the guy who's always in the woods and coming out of his plants?
No, that's Giga Leads.
Peter.
That's Giga Leads.
I was talking with them. They were doing 50k. Now they do 80k. 80k, 80k. They are making 80k.
It's creative.
Yeah,
And the only thing that they have done is, maybe I can share the call recording. They went from 50k to 80k when they started with us. Now in 2 months. I did 2 things with them. I laid out their team structure. They hired just 2 people. Boom, done. You need more. There's a lot of complexity. Why make it difficult when it's not needed? Why? Just so you can say, I hired 20 people. Okay, great. But I fired them the next day. Like, why? Doesn't make sense. So change your mindset on it. That's important.
With the physical leads, like the funny thing is, they didn't even generate more leads. They actually upsold their current customers.
Yeah.
Get to 80k.
Yeah.
So it's not about more setting, more leads, more calls.
No.
It's about finding your current client pool, but you can upsell more. For example, you guys with e-com, you guys get the more clients or more revenue. You guys grow as well, right? Get the percentage.
Yeah, but the main problem now with the current situation is that we don't have any time because we accepted any project marketing related, so we don't have any focus. So we, with the 2 of us, operational, can't focus on strategic tasks. So we want to hire someone without even have any structure. So if I see my business from like 5 years, I can tell myself, say no to the other clients. But like financial, I'm like, okay, if we just send the invoice and
we do have some bullshit clients who don't even pay us, so we can say bye to them.
Sometimes you just need to slow down, just take an hour, a white paper and a pen, and just write it out. Where do you want to go and where are you now? And what steps do you need to take to go to point B? And then it's all getting clear. Just 1 hour. Just fuck everybody.
Exactly. Do that. It's a weekend now. Do it this weekend. Grab the warm up, grab the calendar, plan it out. Think of your goals. Think of the things you want to do.
it's so difficult to say no to clients because financial, you just get like,
yeah,
it's
but
going down.
in the end you have more time to get new clients.
You have more time to get new. You don't focus on. You're focusing on the short-term gratification. You're focusing on short-term gratification. Don't do that. Focus on the long-term, what's going to be good for you. If you know what your goal is and what you want to do that. But it starts with having the warm-up and the calendar. Okay? So that's the main thing. So do that. And then the team structure, as I said, I'll send you guys over this. But you don't need practically more than 4 people. You don't need more than 3-4 people. Kevin scaled with Aaron and Peter Jan.
Yeah, it was really insane. It was really insane. But
how many people?
Had really work weeks of 80 hours.
Sure.
But we scaled with 3 to 75 clients.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was not fun anymore.
No, but
it was
it's all the same surface and
it was really all
then
the
it
same.
becomes mundane, and then eventually that is also a couple of people mentioned, I want to work on a business without burning out. Then it becomes I'm just doing the same task over and over, and you created a jail. Who said that today? You create a jail for yourself because
exactly.
your business cannot operate without you 3 doing it, and then you end up in an 80-hour work week, no time for your girlfriend, anyone.
And the family, exactly.
And family,
but the thing is,
you sacrifice, but
I think a burnout is working a lot, is really putting hours in it, like Kahau and Stefan do also every week. But if you get a burnout, it's because you don't like the
you
job.
They say you're not
like
doing
the
enough
job,
of the things that you enjoy.
if you like the job, you can work unlimited.
I agree.
But here's the thing also, you gotta understand, he did those numbers. He did 75 clients per month. Yes, they were with 3 making 80-hour work weeks.
Yeah, that's the same.
But if I ask you now, would you be in that situation having 75 clients working 80-hour work weeks where you can then leverage team members at that moment, which they did, and now it's more efficient?
I would not recommend that. Don't do that. It's really not good.
It's painful.
So that's the pros and the cons of actually also scaling a business. Right? I told Ronnie, I want a business that if I decide to go on a holiday 1 week, then my team
Yeah.
is doing the things that I want to do. You know,
Yeah.
you want to receive a message when you're in the ski gondola saying like, "Hey, I closed 1800." And you're like, awesome. You know? That's what you want, but like
Keep
to
up
get
the good
there,
work, man.
like you also know you need to work to a certain extent hard yourself, but it's so hard to find the.
You gotta understand, like we did 40k 2 years ago, 40k a month, and we had a lot of team members. And I noticed I was just focusing on team members. Then I cut out all team members. Next month we did 80k. Yes, I was overworked, but I did 80k. I had more profit. And then I
Yeah.
started hiring the people when I was doing 80k.
Yeah, and
Does that make sense?
Yeah, the question I really have for myself is indeed like, do I care about the money or do I care about the vision that I have with the business?
Sure.
Right. So like, I don't care if I make 10k or 20k or 30k as long as I'm helping the people. The money will come from itself.
It will come.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, do I put in all these hours? Yes, because otherwise I'm doing a disservice to my audience
Yeah.
because I'm not helping them.
Yeah.
But then you're working so many hours to try and help them, and it goes like, oh, this is fun, and this is not fun, and this is
Sure.
fun. It's not
But
fun.
it comes back to prioritizing, sacrificing. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So if you can do it yourself, you ask yourself. So my vision is with the company, like I wanted to reach a certain goal of growth. I wanted to do it in a certain way, and I wanted just to reach it so I can help more people by doing that.
Exactly.
And I planned it like this with the calendar, and we hit 70, 80k a month. And I was like, okay, does it make sense now for me to hire someone? Yes. So then I started hiring people, but we did 80k a month. So for me, it was like work your ass off, hit 80k a month, hire people, do more. That's what I noticed. But not, to go back to what we were talking about, not even doing 40k a month, and me trying to get 20 people on board.
Yeah, but that's our main problem is that we have too much work on different projects. Not that we, the whole business is not structured because we have like different kind of niches, different kind of projects. So in this case, we can't even scale because no other person can access the organization. Think,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I'm going to work.
Yeah, well, you gotta think like this. Like you guys are making steps with the VA type of person, the copywriting type of person. What I'm hearing with you guys is that you guys are struggling a lot with the service delivery, from what we talked about, but you're hiring 10 setters.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah, to be blunt, it is.
Yeah.
Like you should just focus on operations and service delivery people. And that shouldn't be 10 people, it should be maybe 2. And then you keep on doing the sales, you keep on doing those things, maybe you have 1 seller that's good, that's your team. 2 people on this back-end service delivery, which Juliette can do, 1 person you assisting you doing the closing, and boom, you scale that up to 30, 40, 50k. And then maybe you get the setter to do maybe some closing, do maybe setter closing. 1 person.
But do you think that you can scale to 100k with 3-4 person maximum, or?
Sophia did it. We were close to as well hitting
Did you do a coaching kind of thing or like a
combination
course thing?
It was combination, course and coaching.
Because I could have 100 students paying 1,000 a month, doing 100k, but like to do that service delivery all
Yeah.
by myself.
Kao and I did it. We had like 1.3 million we did in that year, 2022, and we only did 2 Q&As.
Yeah.
So he did 1 Q&A on a Monday, I did 1 on a Thursday.
Yeah, like almost less is more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. That's what I'm saying, it is. Just think of less, don't think of more.
Yes. So
Could you also share this Miro?
Yes, it's in this document. Huh? It's in this one. Yeah.
So what I'm thinking about is just hiring 1 person that do the ads and the systems, and I have my sales guy who's calling the leads, and I do the selling with the clients.
Done.
And we're gonna go for 100K.
That's your team.
Yeah, especially local lead gen is easy, where I can just duplicate a campaign, that's it. Some of e-commerce.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Because the meetbar from physical leads, I think one meetbar takes like 20, 30 ad accounts.
Yeah.
At one time, boom, like just 30 ad accounts. But of course, local lead gen, because they do like physical therapy.
Yeah.
It's very simple, like 30 ad accounts. Like that for Sophia, like 5 ad accounts of coaches, like freaking 20 ad accounts with local lead gen. Because it's different. It's different mentality in terms of managing the ad accounts, right? So it's easier to scale with like.
It's more volume.
Yeah, more volume.
Yeah.
Because it's not really difficult to manage like ad accounts of that sort of.
Yeah, it's really true.
Yeah.
But how do you? No, that's practice. No, that's.
Because I'm thinking about just having I want, one of my goals is to have like 70 or 80% profit margin. So in Sweden we pay a lot of tax. It's a lot of tax on salary, it's a lot of tax on like profit tax, tax on everything. You bring is tax.
Same
So-
like Netherlands, same.
Yeah, so I can't come up in that level if I hire more people, you know?
You need to let it go.
Yeah.
Because if you want to grow a business, then you make money and you invest it again in people. And then you grow again and you invest the money again. And at the end, if you have a big company, then you earn more money than when you are alone. But in the beginning, it's like a curve.
Yeah.
And it's going very slow.
Yeah.
And then it's going up.
Yeah.
But you need to go to the...
Be willing to invest.
Yeah, be willing to go through that cycle.
Yeah.
You need two people. You need an operations person who can handle everything on the back end.
So a third.
And a setter.
Yeah.
If you do the closing.
Yeah.
And potentially a setter can become a closer, or you can get another closer like down here. So you can get another closer underneath the setter, right? And he closes.
It's like the visionary and
Yeah.
Some weird closes, but like closes.
Yeah.
So like, and then the operations can have like a VA, maybe on him.
Yeah.
That's your team. That's 50K a month, 60, 70.
Yeah. Because what I feel like I really want to have a slim team.
Yeah.
That's
It's
really,
all
really
you
good.
need. It's all you need.
Yeah.
For our agency, like we have Caho, Sophia, and Hope. And me. Well, like my sales guys are now doing also agency calls.
Yeah.
So like, I pretty much have that. Like this is what we have. This is what Kao and I had. So we had, I was doing this. This was me, and this was Caho. 80K.
How much did these clients pay you? For
The-
the 80K? How many clients?
It was total 80K. So total 80K on the agency and the coaching and course business.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the salary,
And
salary wise, what do you think? We talked about it.
About?
About the hiring and how much you should pay.
Yeah.
And you told me like per leads, they should get paid per leads or something like that.
The setters.
No, the marketing.
Yeah, the marketing, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know.
10 to 30% per account. So operations, if they're handling the media buying, which should be the main thing for you, like you should pay them 10 to 30%.
And what is very, very important in this is that you be very transparent with them. Never lie to them, never tell them it's different. Just tell them exactly what you get from the client, because they will always understand that you have other expenses as well, right?
Yeah.
So a media buyer knows they earn about 10 to 30%, and you can negotiate that fee depending on how experienced they are, of course.
Yeah, so I'll be transparent with you guys. Like I share with Sophia like exactly like how much we get per client, so she knows. And I tell her like if you're going to do like the emails, funnels, ads, all those things, you will get closer to 30%. I think that's fair.
But sometimes we had like a discussion, and Julia told me like, hey, maybe it's better if you don't tell everything about the business.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm super transparent with the sales guys
Yeah,
as well.
me too.
Why not? Why not be transparent?
I'm not sure. We had like one girl and we had a conversation with her and we told her like what we earned, and then we told her like that she get like 30%, and then she said to us like it's too less. And she
But-
wasn't even from the Netherlands.
Yeah, but she's
That's
not your.
strange.
She doesn't own your company.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
I'm paying myself like so little per month.
Yep.
Like your appointment setter could earn more by the commissions that he's doing, but like you don't have to share how
Just a
much.
quick question,
Yeah.
that 10% is that of the fee, so if
Yeah.
you're charging,
If you charge 5,000 for a video project, they should get 10 to 30% off.
that's the sellers, or who is that?
This is operations.
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 Okay, yeah.
So 10 to 30% per account. This goes for editors, same thing. Like depending on the edit, like if they do editing and everything. So if they replicate what you guys do. So if they do editing, post-production, if they do like, I don't know what other things are, maybe the, you know,
Color grading.
color grading. Maybe it would be a little bit on the lower end, depending on what the fee is. Like in terms of like editors usually get paid per thing they do, like per reel, per video, per thing. So you could also go per thing, but I would just aim to give them like at least like 10, if they're really good, like give them like between this as well. Same thing for you guys.
You want no fixed salary or something?
Well, the fixed salary is the percentage that we give them per account.
Yeah.
So if a client pays us 2K, we give them, let's say 10%, it's 200.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it depends on what kind. For example, my video editor, I pay him per 30 reels. Like it's just a fixed rate. My VA, she does 10 hours, $400. But she posts everything, and I'm super happy with that.
Yeah.
Then I have an operations guy who's running like systems, email marketing, all that. He gets around 10% of the monthly revenue.
Exactly.
So that is like 1,500. This guy's 15, so he's happy. And then the sales guys, I give them a percentage on their closes and
do you tell them the amount of money, or do you tell them like, hey, you get this because that's like this percentage about the fee?
No, with the operations, like he just said, hey, I will run your school community, I will run the emails, I will run like everything, and I will do that for 1,500. And I said like, okay, it's pretty decent for all the things that he's doing.
And that's about 10% of your.
Yeah, that's about 10%
So
of the
there
monthly
you go.
revenue.
Yeah. But that's your that's the account, because they don't manage other clients. You're the coach. You're the account, right? So like he makes 15,000, so that's 10% of the operations of.
Yeah, he's doing the same work for other people, but I don't care because like he's doing his work for me really well, and I'm one of his. Like you said, he's 15, so he's like driven to perform. He's an A player, I would say. I ask him anything, he gets it done. Things along. So then it's worth it. But
it's
it depends
very nice. That's very nice.
Yeah.
If you have people where you can count on, that's really like it's a piece.
Oh, 100%.
Like I asked him like, can you do this? And like within a day it's sorted.
Yeah.
That's
really exactly.
Like
that's the best thing.
Yeah.
To get back to Niels, what you were saying, it can also be per project, like a specific thing, like per reel, because with editors it's different. But if you can give them like a standard thing that they do, it would be definitely like this for them to handle the operations on the back end. I don't know. You have guys now, or do you have someone now?
Yeah, not on a payroll, but we work with freelance.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's on percentage or it's on per project?
Per project. Yeah, always per project.
And how much commission is it on the project, or it's always different?
It's not commission. He charges 400 per day per edit. We calculate, okay, it's about 2 days of edit work, so that's 800. 400.
Okay, and then the client pays you more than that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we charge about 600 to 700 for editing.
Okay.
We don't have any work to do with it.
Yeah, so he takes around 60%.
Yeah, but that's just of the editing alone, not of the whole video project. Because editing is just a small part of it.
Okay. So you end up getting more. Is it between 10 to 30%, or is it more?
I would say 30, 35-ish.
I mean, that's fine. If they do everything, you don't have to look at it anymore, and they're good.
Yeah, but we go filming as well. We do the filming at this point.
Okay.
If we would not be doing the filming, I think in total they will be taking about 60 probably.
60. Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, maybe more. But then you gotta increase. If they stay the same and you increase the price, then your margins increase.
Yeah, but that's what we're just moving up to that.
Exactly.
It's testing where can we go with prices.
Plus we also know what the competition is doing, and like prices are squeezed a bit. Like everyone knows the price, and they ask with a few people, so it's not that you can just ask anything that you want.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but then it comes down to the value.
Yeah, of course. But there are multiple people that are providing a lot of value.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
I think it's there is a market for charging 30, 40K a video. We know that, but we're not at that quality yet.
And we don't have the portfolio to
it's a build-up.
You should be charging what you're worth.
Yes, it's a build-up phase.
Yeah.
It's a build-up phase.
We'll get there.
Oh yeah.
Step by step.
There will be a red in 2025.
Exactly.
Because then we can come to Dubai.
That's
the only reason.
When are you guys coming?
Huh?
When are you coming?
When we have the red.
Yeah.
So you pay for our vacation.
And then you will hire us.
Yeah. Or maybe we'll just get the red and then you guys just come.
Oh, fair enough.
Who asked this? Who was about the operation percentage?
Me.
Yeah. So operations 10 to 30%.
Yeah.
That makes sense? But the operations, they don't only do media buying. They do copywriting, they do the funnels, they do the Zapier, they do the
Yeah,
high-level
everything.
connector connection, everything.
Yeah, everything.
You know?
But this would be if you outsource your service delivery to other countries. Or is it even if you have, like, for instance, someone who's in Belgium or in the Netherlands?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You do the same?
Yeah. For
Really?
example, yeah.
Yeah.
Sophia Meyer, she's our client actually.
Yeah.
Or Sophia there. She actually manages everything. I don't do funny things. I don't do it for communication. Like she does everything. She does communication, the Loom videos, well tech. I'm doing tech, but she does the media buying, the copywriting, emails as well. So yeah.
No, talk about me. I have no idea what's happening. She just was telling me things. I was like, yeah, we have a low ticket, but also you can do funnel webinar. I'm like, very nice. I'm a little bit in the loop, but yeah, it's like still 10 to 30%, even if they're in the country.
Because when we outsource it to, we had someone, where was he from? The editor from Harvard?
Oh, Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan, and we tried editing, like outsource to these people, but just the edit, the quality was so bad. It was like.
But it's great for like reels and stuff, just some captions, but for the video productions,
it was just useless.
We have one guy maybe, but he does things in English mostly.
Yeah.
Could translate things. We could refer them to you, because we're now switching everything to Dutch again with our content. So we could maybe refer you to him, but he could maybe.
Because if we look at that, when we outsource it to these countries, we would get like 10% easy.
Sure. Yeah.
But like getting people here in Belgium and the Netherlands is
too expensive.
But let that be a thing then. If you notice that you increasing your price will take time in building up your portfolio, then do a better job at finding the right people through the hiring funnel. Kao set up the hiring funnel for a video editor, and we found a very good video editor in the Philippines for a pretty low price, pretty good price, and he's now doing our reels. So there are people that you can do it. So that's also the thing regarding hiring. Don't let one maybe negative experience be a reflection of everything.
Yeah.
You know, so let it just be like, okay, that happened once. Let me give it a try again, but maybe let's try a different country. Like we noticed Philippines works very well.
And Serbia.
Serbia, Balkan area, Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, like those areas are very good for like editors. Our editor became a setter and now is a triage closer.
Yeah.
Moves fast.
It moves fast.
Yeah.
So on this side of things, for how, like with the, if we talk about like operations is one thing, right? But if we talk about a setter, like here's what I do setters. So setters get, I pay them 35 euros per show. Now this can, you know, this is pretty much like
show up.
per show.
But
yeah.
in my business, I have two traffic sources. I have my paid ads and my organic ads. I would do my organic leads, but these are two different types of outreach for my seller. The organic is taking much more time for the seller than my paid ads, because then he only need to call and schedule an appointment. How can I do I need to make a difference in the pay structure?
No, keep the same.
Just give them a percentage of the...
Yeah, because they should then focus on the thing that's getting the most bang for their buck first. If that's getting more appointments.
Okay, yeah.
If it's quicker for them to call someone and get an appointment from an ad, than it is to do the LinkedIn, then their main task should be go and call all those leads until you've called everyone, followed up with everyone, and if you have time left, then do the LinkedIn
that's
again.
also a win for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you always focus on the main thing.
Okay, and what kind of percentage should I give them? 8, 9, 10?
So we do 35 per show up, plus I just started recently giving them 5%.
35 euro.
35 euro per show up. So if someone shows up on a call, I give them 35 euros.
Yeah, and the thing, like you now have good closers, right?
Yeah.
So then that is possible, but right now when you have a closer who's struggling to close, then
you have to first fix your close rate.
Yeah, gotta fix the close rate first. But that's the thing, if we're talking about setters in specific, then like the 5% is just a bonus, it's just like an extra.
But what's the total lifetime value, right?
Yeah, yeah. So total, no total lifetime value on the price they pay. So if a client pays 2K, yeah, you can do first month, or you can give like a higher percentage on the first month, and then like a monthly. So you can do two things. You can go higher percentage only first month, or same percentage until the client stays a client.
Yeah, I prefer like the first payment.
Yeah, which is something I'm going to do with my seller as well. We closed a big client, 5K a month agency client, and I'm gonna tell him like I'm gonna give you 10% one time, and then that's it.
Yeah, because if you have like 3 years with them, then
it's good money for him, and he's not going to work.
If it's an inbound lead, that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
5 times.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking then, because I do my sales calls on location, I go to the client. Sure. Yeah.
Why?
To receive.
Can you close them more?
Construction companies, they don't know Zoom. It's all different. I have a way higher closing rate.
Of course.
Yeah. And actually, if you split test it, I will earn more money with on location than Zoom. So that's.
I forgot to ask, did you also try Google Meet as well? Because you just click on Google Meet and boom, like the.
But it's also a high tempo for them.
But do you
also schedule a call and.
Do you pre-qualify them?
Yeah, that's what I do in the phone call. But I want to outsource that to a appointment setter right now.
If you know, for example, the budget, and if they are like in need, like some kind of question, if you have like an appointment with the person who can really decide if they want to work with you, you can just give like the qualification for the call, and then if they qualified enough, you give them like 35 euros. Because if you have a close rate from 1 out of 4, you pay just 140 euros for one new client.
Wait, how do you mean?
Exactly what you need to know from a client, like their budget, or if the people who come.
Eén keer gewoon.
Then, if you know your close rate on location is 1 out of 4, so you pay 4 times 35 euros for a new deal. You paid 140 euros for a new client. So you have to be confident enough in yourself that you can close enough people.
But on location, I close a minimum of 80%.
Then you have cheap new clients.
So getting back that you keep on doing what you're doing.
Saying that I need to give the appointment setter more than.
No.
No.
Oh, we even give them 25.
If they're inbound leads, it's a good offer.
You also pay for the lead.
I have 10 appointments.
Yeah, okay.
You want to have 9?
But here's the thing, you keep on doing the location things because that works for you. You just get a setter that can do the inbound calling and the LinkedIn things. He focuses on the inbound calling first because it gets more results. And then he does the LinkedIn, paying 35 per show. Don't do the 5% yet. Do that when they do a good job, and then every next client they get, then you can do the 5%. Or give them 10% for the first month. That's it.
Good.
That's only, and keep on doing what you're doing on the sales, because if you close, like I told you, 80% of the people, you don't need to change, don't change your sales process. Just keep on doing it. Even if you don't have a license yet to drive. And your mom needs to
the funny thing about today is you didn't mention like fancy stuff. It's like keep it structured, keep it simple, do more of what's
it's the most unsexiest thing, but it works.
It works.
So the only thing you need is like this is like your structure.
Yeah.
This is it. So when I go through your guys' team structure, I want to see clarity. I want to see this. I want to see clear. Like okay, you're the kid who does the homework already before the lesson is done.
And then the only one who didn't do the Miro.
Like I'm not going to use Miro.
He's coming like in a meeting like this.
So we have this with like the operation side. The closer side, I would just keep that out for now. Like that's not needed. Just keep doing it yourself.
Yeah.
If you decide to do a closer, I'll explain it to you as well. Like you can get a closer on for 10%.
Yeah, the thing is, what I feel right now, when you told me like you can go up to 80k with just me, one who's doing the service delivery and one who's do the ads and the funnels and everything, then I don't need setters or closers yet. Just
maybe you told me one sales guy, one guy that's doing like the.
yeah, he's calling the leads, setting up the appointments for.
So
all
let
the
him
clients.
focus on setting appointments and max him out to your, like book your calendar fully.
Yeah.
Get an operations guy that's doing operations. He manages everything.
Yeah.
He can also like if he's good in like a little bit of talking with clients, he can do that. Like Kaho as well. Kaho's strength is like operation, like when it comes down to technical things. Communication is something he developed in the past like 5 years. Really good. So until then I was talking with the clients, but then he took it over because I don't need to be there anymore.
Yeah.
And now Sophia took it over from him, right? So you just gotta have someone that's good in operations, technical, but can also communicate with clients. Until then, you stick with that, and then you leave, right? If it's not needed anymore. But you need, I would have 2 people. So operations and setup for you.
Yeah.
And it pretty much goes for everyone here, by the way. Like all of you, pretty much, from what I've heard, you need a setter and an operations person. That's it. Especially if you're doing 12 to 15K per month. Like.
Yeah. But when you say setter, you mean like he's doing cold calling?
Setting appointments. Only setting- You come and you close the client.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wait, what if you? No, never mind.
It's simple. That's
Maybe
it.
for other people, but what if you don't have enough inbound leads?
Then you do outbound.
Work on your marketing.
Work on your marketing, do outbound, and do content. So it's always 3 things. It's always like, it's like most of you guys start with outbound. So cold calling, emails, all those things. So that's usually working. And if you go from outbound, you can either go to inbound, which is like
Either paid ads
content,
or
and then it's paid ads.
Should I start with paid ads?
I mean, you're doing 12 to 15K.
Sure,
Yeah, you should do content and ads. For sure.
You need to interview one of your clients and use that as ads.
Yeah.
So it's gonna convert like hell.
Go to your client, interview them, just like live. Like
What is the lead price for?
Depends on the niche, so it's hard to say before you advertise it. But
You said before like the price of a lead was 50 euros. This was it was shit.
exactly, but we didn't have the testimonials like we did now, and
But-
at this moment,
Just for benchmark, 50 is shit.
50 is expensive.
Yes.
for cost per lead.
Yeah, it's not expensive. You have 50 and that was cost per
Also
lead
for
like
e-commerce.
Should be around, to be honest, like if I saw Nico Mino, I think 15 euros and 25.
They did 15 years, but you gotta keep in mind that's Sweden, Swedish language, and beauty salons. E-commerce is a little bit more saturated, so e-commerce might be between 20 to 40, maybe that realm. Like that's something we gotta keep in mind.
And also with e-commerce, they really know what they're talking about. They really know, they know all the technical things. They know exactly what you're talking about when it comes to ads, when it comes to tracking. So you need very good results. They're not just gonna be like, oh, they made some results, so I'm gonna go to this
it's
one.
not local.
Exactly.
They like basically kiss my hands because they think I'm
Yeah.
a magician.
Yeah.
Because they don't know anything. They don't know anything about Facebook and Instagram. When I set up everything and clients come, they're shocked.
Yeah.
Like, you changed my life. I can hire one more. Like they're like, what did I do? I just copy paste and
But that's why it really depends on the niche. You know,
Yeah.
it really depends on the niche. So, but the thing is, like, you will always have to start with the 3 things. So the 3 things are always like, these are like the main things.
Yeah.
Like it's always going to be outbound. You focus on 1 or 2 channels, get that going. It's going to be inbound, and you do content, right? What Sophia was talking, what we do. Everyone should start content, and then paid ads to like make it even more. So all of you at the levels where you guys are at, well, Daniel, maybe for you, like it's more like focusing on the outbound right now, just getting clients. You know, you like Daniel, for you it would be outbound and inbound. You know, but not paid ads. Just don't think about paid ads anymore. Like
I was just thinking about content and me just selling it to people, going to networking events.
main thing.
I would say for you, just pick up the phone, 50, 60 calls a day.
Yeah.
Just
at least
burn phone.
Okay.
And that's a good
Don't
mindset.
overthink it.
And it's
Just
a good
call.
mindset development for you as well. I mean,
Yeah.
go out there and just talk.
Be there. Go to
They say
network
fuck
events.
off,
as I
you
said.
go to next. You just do, and then
Yeah, no, I've done sales, but my sales has never been over the phone, so I don't have that comfortability. But when it's face to face, I can walk up to anybody. It's fine.
Doesn't matter. Just think of it being face to face, but just over the phone.
Ask them if they want FaceTime.
The best way to do it. The best way to do it is to don't think about it. Just do it. Just wake up, And what I'm doing, I'm just prepared the people who I'm going to call the day before as well. So I'm waking up and don't even think about who I'm going to call. I'm just going to sit. I don't have a script, and I'm just call.
Yeah.
So you guys don't use LinkedIn? Because at the moment I'm using LinkedIn to like get clients, but
does it get any?
It gets some attention. Over phone calls, I don't get as much attention I'm usually because I don't know exactly what to say. And at the very start, I was not confident at all. But now that I've got some kind of result, I feel slightly more confident. So I don't really know which one to do when I come back.
Just focus on things that works. Just focus on that.
Like when we started, we were not comfortable at all. We never touched the camera, so we did the work for free for a certain period, and then you you will get confident with the service you deliver. The reason why you're uncomfortable with it is because you are not good enough probably, or you don't have enough expertise in it yet. Because if you have done it often enough, like you know when you see what is working and what is not, so you go up to them and you are sure that if you do it like this, you will get the results.
And the thing is, you do real estate agents. You can just copy exactly what we do.
You can just tell in the first sentence, I have a good offer, do you mind to listen for 2 minutes? And then you tell like, hey, for example, you can just tell that you are like in this business blueprint coaching program that you have to, that you're confident enough to deliver the results, but that people told you that you had to have like results before you can go for paid ads, for example, and that you want to deliver the results for free in exchange. You can just be transparent. And if they say no, then you can just ask, like, can you tell me why you said no? And maybe they have good reasons, or you take that reason into your script and then you just start again.
Just commit to yourself, minimum 30 calls every day, cold calls every day. It doesn't matter what happens, you just do it.
Easy. That's the easiest thing. That's what I did too.
Yeah.
And then I posted content on LinkedIn, and that was it. That was the only thing I did. There's a ton of estate agents on LinkedIn. Crazy amount. You haven't maybe even added like 0.1% of them.
Yeah, I've got like 70 connections.
You got 70 connections.
Yeah.
So get that to 1,000 at least, and
Yeah.
we'll have a different story. You already have clients.
Put on an automation. Search for Dripify.
Or
write it down. Or Octopus or something.
Octopus, Ulink.
Yeah.
Ulink is like okay, like
you literally buy LinkedIn Premium. You create
you don't even have to.
agents for.
You don't even have to. You can do like free.
Yeah, for now.
You can do free
because you can then only add 5 people a day.
Yeah.
No, you can
add
just
more. You
import
can add
them.
more. Yeah, we have a Ulink. Use Ulink.
What's
Ulink? But it's a
Ulink is an
great
automation tool, but you can just import the leads, but I can give you the real estate leads. Of say we can also give them.
Yeah, it's super easy.
It's easier. We can give you the leads, so you can just import them. Just the connection message, and then you can just cold call them, and LinkedIn is going automatic. So if there's someone replying on LinkedIn, you can just reply back, but you are calling the whole day.
And just focus on becoming like getting at least 1% of all the estate agents in the UK on your LinkedIn. Set that as a goal.
Okay.
Like 1%. How many of them are the total? Then get 1% of them. Okay. On the hiring part and on everything we talked about, we're gonna end it today within like about an hour and a half or something, with like the plan on what you guys are going to do, and we're going to book a one-on-one call with all of you, like individually. So we go through everything end of next week. And we'll maybe do even another one and just give you guys even more support, because I want this group to stay together and just brainstorm with each other continuously. Anything else on hiring? Who wants to know anything else on hiring?
I have one touch point. I asked that question about was I too harsh, and you told me like it's a me thing, not the people. What did you mean? I didn't understand exactly.
If they say you're being too direct and you start almost like feeling like it's an argument type of thing, or like a clash or like something like that, then it's a you thing in the sense of that you approach it in a way and should really reflect on the way that you approach them to it. Because there's a difference between being direct and maybe crossing the line as to where a person thinks like, okay, Ali, like, what are we talking about? But there's also a way of being direct where it's very clear for them where they need to do it, and they even get more motivated to do it, right? So practical example of this would be that my setter, for example, like I want him to do more things because you said like I wanted him to do more things, right? So I would say like, okay, maybe Kaho starts with media buying, and I would want to tell him that he needs to do more things, right? So the way that I would approach that, we go on a call with him, and I use the hamburger method a lot with people. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's a method where it's positive, negative, positive. So if I were to tell you something and I would want to give you an explanation on it, on how you can do it better, I wouldn't go to you and say, Ali, you're fucking this shit up, man. What the fuck are you doing? Do more. I would say, Ali, listen, man, you're doing a great job on it. It's been fantastic this previous month.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah.
What I do think is that you have a lot of potential. I think you do a lot more. Do you think that too?
Yeah.
Let's see what you say.
Yeah.
If you say no, I say, okay, why not? And he says, okay, I don't think I can do it. Why don't you think you can do it? So you start asking whys. It's called the 5 whys. You heard of that? The 5 whys?
No.
So we use the hamburger method and the 5 whys. 5 whys is pretty much just using something where you come to the conclusion of a specific question, the root cause. So let's say someone ran through a red light, and when you ask like why, because you know I was being late for work. Why? Because I woke up late. Why? Because my alarm didn't work. Why? Because I got an exhausted battery. Why? Because I forgot to check it.
Oh.
So the root cause is you forgot to check it. Not that you're late for work. So I use these two with team members. So I use the positive, negative, positive one, the hamburger, to give feedback on what they think, and then when they start answering, so when I lead up to the question, I'm like, I think you can do more, Ali. What do you think of that? And you're like, I don't know. Why? Why don't you know? Well, because I'm not sure I can do it. Why are you not sure you can do it? Well, because, you know, I don't know if I could handle more work right now. I'm so stressed out. Why are you stressed out? Because my mom has something. What's happening with your mom?
Then you almost get into a coaching.
You get into a coaching. It's a coaching. Yeah. Like you might think you run an agency, but when you become a CEO, you're coaching your team. You become a coach. You're a consultant. So you gotta get to the root cause, and not make direct assumptions or judgments towards the people. Maybe they have something going on which they might not want. Their vision is maybe not like. Have you ever asked that person like, so what's your vision with this? What's your goal? This is my goal of the company. What's your goal? What's your personal goal? What do you want to do? Maybe he doesn't want to do more things. It's fine. He doesn't have to. If he can do the setter things, if he can do the operation things, okay, fine. And if you want someone else, keep him on whilst finding someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question about that. That's an interesting one. So right now, my gut feeling is saying this setter is the B+, right? Faco, your setter, he sent me a potential setter. He said this guy is willing to work, ready to go. I have some other people that are interested in becoming a setter. How would you approach that? Because then, like, I can have this setter still booking in leads, have someone else extra do the 2-week trial, but then I have 2 setters. Like, how should I transition in this situation? Because I also don't want to go into my DMs over the next couple of weeks.
No, never going back. So is that one setter, even if he's a B+, setting appointments?
Yes.
Okay, so keep him on whilst you have someone else jump on for 2 weeks.
See if he's doing better.
And split test him.
Yeah. See if he's tracking the things.
See if he's tracking things. See if he's an A player, and see if he can eventually replace the person. Because here's the thing, you gotta be very firm in you hiring the right person.
Yeah. Yeah. And the last time I did it, it was like, oh, I had a setter. And she was like, yeah, no, it's difficult, yada yada. I took ownership. I said like, okay, didn't train her enough, so I started doing it myself again to make sure that I got really good at certain things. Then hired a new setter. Like he's doing really well, trained him to a certain extent, but now I feel like, okay, he's still not at the level.
So maybe you had a B- player, now you have a B+ player, and now it's time for you to evolve to an A player.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you give him a final warning, he's going to step his level up.
Well, here's the thing, Kevin. Did we ever give Ivan a final warning?
What?
Did we ever give Ivan a final warning?
No.
Should you have to give an A player a final warning? Should you have to give someone a final warning? I personally do. I don't. If it comes to that, for me it's 3 strikes out. Actually, 1 strike is already out. Like should you have to give an A player
you
an
want it
award?
or you don't. And especially in sales, you need a tiger, right? Like I have 500, 600 followers coming in each day. Ideally, I want all of them to be messaged.
Yeah.
Well, there's still Indians and Pakis, but if they can filter out the ones that are not that, because I also have 30% of my following America, Canada, and countries in UK and US. Like that means out of 600, almost 200 should be in qualified membership.
But
So,
and then I do struggle a bit with what you're saying is that you can't become an A player very quickly then. Because if you're never going to give people chances, how will they ever become A players? If you have a B+, maybe it's just a very small step towards them becoming an A player.
Yeah.
And I understand you only want A players in your team, but I think finding A players is relatively difficult. So if you find a B+, and you just have to invest a little time in them to become A player, like, do you still think you shouldn't do it, just only A+?
Yeah, I also think like every A player started as a B player.
yeah.
Okay, here's a gray area. Here's a very big gray area that we need to clarify first. If someone is a D, let's say a D player.
What is a D player?
D player is someone that is always late, never notes down anything, doesn't do the work when he says he wants to do the work. So someone completely just not a good fit. Just completely like that you think like what
is this?
Yeah. Like if you were to get a random person to pretty much like I don't know, just a random person from somewhere that doesn't know anything, you get him on and you let him do the work or her. So let's say someone is a D player. Can someone actually from a D go to a A?
I mean, I wasn't born as someone.
Yeah. No, but you have how do you say it? Like people can change in the way that they are kind of. They can evolve, they can become other type of people. But if someone has a certain way of doing things, which is not a habit, it's just in them, it's really hard to change that.
Okay, but then we're talking going from D to A.
Same
Not
thing
for
for
B plus
C to A, same thing. B to A, a little bit of a gray area because the fallacy is that you would think that that person is actually doing a great job because he's booking appointments, but you have probably never experienced an A player to say, oh, a B player can go to A. Because I've had like maybe 20 people that were B players, and I gave them a chance for 6 to 12 months to become an A player with all energy, with not 3 months onboarding, 12 months onboarding. Like full on them. No, they can maybe become B++.
Yeah, but then it becomes exhausting, right? Like you're just doing the same thing.
And that's also the thing. Would you want to make someone from a B player to an A player? Why?
But now it looks like when people just when you have like a job offer, they just give the details like, okay, I'm a B player. How do you know if it's an A or B?
There's a list. I have a list. I think we have a list somewhere of like what I see in a B player and an A player. I can see if I can find it for you guys. But here's the thing. Like you learn it through practical experience. I don't know what it is. But like.
But the thing is, you need to be an A player as well, right?
It all comes from you.
Yeah.
But you are an A player, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Otherwise you wouldn't be in the program.
Do you think you will be able to find a document about A and B players?
I think I will. Yeah.
But I'm totally honest. I don't feel like I'm the A player. I don't feel like I'm like.
Why not? You're changing people their lives.
How many hours do you work a week? How many hours do you work a week?
I don't know, but I work from 8 o'clock.
Okay, so why are you not an A player?
Well, I don't know. I feel like some sort of like sticking to some habits, some routines.
Okay.
Sometimes I slip by.
I completely agree with that.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. So here's the thing. So for the CEO, in order for you to attract A players, in order for you to get A players, you need to be an A player yourself, yes.
Yeah.
But if you weren't an A player, you wouldn't have a business running 12 to 15K a month.
Exactly.
So
you have really high standards.
You understand?
Like
you have the ambition. And you said your goal was? What was your goal?
90K.
90K?
Yeah.
Would a B player say
That's a B player.
Yeah, but you were saying yourself, like for an A player to be an A player, everything must be good. All this.
But no one is
perfect.
no one is perfect. But it is in the small things. But you wouldn't be doing the amount you're doing now if you weren't an A player. Like you've built a business. You're an A player.
Yeah.
You're maybe an A minus, let's say A minus, maybe. Okay, like let's put it that way, just for perspective.
Yeah.
But you built a business, man.
Yeah.
Going out.
Yeah, I don't think that way because I always want to
above.
be better and better and better.
But would a B player say that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Would a B player say, I want to be better, 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 better?
It's like the average C student, they don't have the ambition to become an A plus student, because to become an A plus student they need to follow their habits, they need to be disciplined, they need to be consistent. It looks like you are doing that. Yes, sometimes you slack, everybody does, but you have high standards for yourself that are like 120%, where an average person is like very complacent with 60 to 70%.
Yeah, so here's the difference, You being an A player, there's a difference between doing it and then consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not talking about here about you doing it, otherwise none of you would have clients.
And will A player come from Sweden to Amsterdam for master?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah,
it's true.
They would think, oh, I get paid like a B player.
I'm good.
I get paid for the job.
Probably.
That's like 99% of society. They go into their store, they sit behind the cashier, and they're like, okay, that's fine. Like, don't have any ambition to do more. And then you have Sophia 3 years ago working in Albert Heijn, which is a grocery store, now doing this. She has an A player mentality, and I think that is
so there's a difference between, like, we shouldn't make a distinction between experience or very important, you doing it and having done it already and doing it in a better way. For you guys, we're talking doing it in a better way. You're already doing it. You're already the A player. But it's just, the A player can always be better. Cristiano Ronaldo can always be better. He can always be better.
But Messi can't.
I agree.
So Messi is a B player.
I think you'll experience it when you experience it. So right now, I've had 2 appointment setters that I think right now indeed are like B's. I just told Stefan I have a new sales guy, and everything in my gut feeling again says like, okay, I want him to eventually almost be my sales manager. Because he's already showing up on Monday calls and be like, hey guys, let's set KPIs, how many appointments are you going to book, how many DMs are you going to send out? I'm like, okay, perfect, like I love that because I'm not that person. He is indeed improving in his sales calls, etc. He closed already, so he is showing that he can do it, but he has that drive, like he said, like I'm going to grind for 19 days straight,
exactly.
Like, give me everything I need, and the setter is like, oh yeah, like he doesn't track the thingies and he doesn't tag the leads, and then he says like, oh yeah, I think it's on me.
There's a difference though if you told him like clearly and give him the instruction that he needs to do it that way and that he doesn't do it, compared to like you haven't told him in a clear way, concise way.
Yeah, that's
and then
where
him not doing it.
I take the ownership as well. Like there's still room improvement for me to be better at leading.
So in that case, if he's a B plus, right? So let's say for example he's a B plus, but you notice it not only on that thing, but also on other. You will notice it on multiple things. So late on meetings, not noting down the things, maybe some other things. Like if there's 1 or 2 things, then yes, I would write it off. But if it's only about the noting things and it's about your communication on it, and then that needs to improve. I mean, Kevin and I had it as well. We were talking about the tracking document in the beginning, and then sometimes you see like it was like in the first week or 2 it wasn't noted down. I told him like, hey Kevin, can you do it? He's like, did I do it now? So he did it immediately, and then it went well, and then he kept on doing it consistently.
Exactly.
So I told him once, but it's not because he's a B player. It's because he was an A player. Otherwise I wouldn't have hired him. But he just needed a little bit more structure. That's it. So you gotta. It's tough. It's a gray area, but you gotta see what buttons to push, and if it's needed.
Yeah, but A play, B play, C play is not about experience. Like that's separate from the person. Like A play, B plays, that's just the person itself, right? For example, we didn't have experience. Like, do we call ourselves D players?
Exactly.
No? We don't have experience.
Exactly.
It's more like what you have. Like, are you driven? You know. Like for example, great example, Ivan, video editor, now a setter and closer.
Zero experience with setting. Zero, but here's the thing. He was an A player. His video editing was A player video editing. Already with that. Then he came on setting. He wasn't the best setter, so it wasn't about experience. But he already had the A player persona. Does that make sense?
Question. So we're about to hire our first appointment setter.
Yeah.
My first gut feeling doesn't say he's an A player, would say B player. But I do see potential in him. Would you still say try it because we don't have another appointment setter at the moment?
Or why do you think he's a B? Why do you have a feeling?
I think, not sure, but some routines and habits can still be improved. Now we had some meetings. He was late on both meetings. First meeting he had a car accident, so it's okay.
Sure.
Second meeting was like a little bit late, so those are
What is a
small
little bit late?
things.
What is a little bit late?
What was it? 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
15 minutes.
Dude,
that you're worth eventually like 500 euros an hour. I hope for you guys. So that is he wasted 150 euros there.
But from my feeling, you just have one option. Why do you?
Yeah, at this point, I do think there's a lot of potential with him.
But did you speak to him like,
but
why did you come late?
No, that point.
Did you ask him to come on time on the meetings?
Well,
Start with that.
But
Start with that. Start with that.
But what? For my feeling, it's not like it's like him or not. But why is it not a second or third or fourth option?
Also, a very good
We
question. I
haven't
wanted to ask.
explored other options.
No, because he also came to us.
Okay, but if you want to have like,
He wants to work for us, and he is in Pepperminds. So a lot of people with a lot of sales experience. He's sales manager at Pepperminds, and he has a lot of connections with it. So if we can bring on friends and we make a good culture with them, that's why we see a lot of potential.
Look, man, have you already started with him, or are you looking to start
No,
with him?
we're done.
Do you have a meeting planned with him again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Is there anything else other than him being late? Well, one, because of the car accident, and two, just 10 minutes late. Is there anything else than that that you're doubt? Because otherwise you wouldn't say, I'm thinking he's a B player. Is there
No,
anything
maybe
else?
just he's a student still. So there is also that part that may play a role. But I'm a student myself, so.
But like him being a student shouldn't mean like B
No,
player.
that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
like when we're talking A player, we should have made a distinction with it, but I'll send you the document. Like an A player is someone that is driven, hungry, wants to do the work, wants to make the work.
Yeah, I
Might
think
even
he is.
skip school because he wants to work.
Yeah.
That's what Mike said. He's like, yeah, man, I took like 3 weeks off, he told me, so I can now just work.
No, but on that side he was really driven, and we discussed the price, and he was like, "Oh, at this stage I don't really care about the price or how much I get per lead. I just want to prove myself,
Nice.
and then later
That's
we
good.
can discuss."
That's good. That's a good trick.
Of
So
course, he
then-
said like, "Okay, it's a bit low, but of course I understand.
Sure.
This is where we start. I hope I can improve it to the future." And we were like, "Yeah,
Okay.
sure."
Maybe you can tell that you're in doubt and that because he was late at the second meeting, and then he's going to think like, fuck, and then he's going to work even.
It's really about positioning. So I will do this. So you don't have a booked call again with him, or do you?
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah.
So we're on the
Tuesday.
calendar, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Look that call, if he's on time, then talk with him. Then if he's late again, I would ask him, can you tell us a little bit more about like what happened last time and what happened this time? Since we also have another call, we want to make sure that everything is good. And then just see what he says. If you still have a gut feeling that he's a B player during that, because people can say that they want to do that, and this is your first setter, I would get at least a couple more options. No matter if he's a sales manager, blah, 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 all those things. There's a ton of sales companies. It doesn't really matter. There's hundreds of people that you can find. Find like a couple of more, and like 2 or 3 more, like other people, and then just give other people an option. Here's the thing: your first hire is not on the setting is not going to be perfect.
No.
It's not going to happen. So I would rather you guys just give yourself more options with more setters that you can talk with more people, and if he has a good reason for why he was late the second time, and there's nothing else, then I would give him a chance like 14 days. Yeah.
And guys, let me know, because we have a connection that actually has a sales company in Netherlands, so they have like sellers and closers in Netherlands. If needed, just let me know, I can just talk with them.
Sophia has a lot of them as well. It's a ton of them. So don't never, this is a mistake I made. We talked with our first media buyer 5 years ago, and I thought he was the best person ever. And I was like, yes, you are the person. I want you. And I hired him, and it was shit. So, and he was a C player. Absolute garbage. No offense to him, like he's a good guy, but like garbage. Right? Like,
no offense to him, but real garbage. Yeah, you don't do like case studies or so on for like.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, for sure, man. So, what is for your success?
Go.forsuccess.co/media bar.
I want to setter one.
Setter. Closer.
No.
No, with closer. Yeah, go.forsuccess. Oh, dat wordt
GoHighLevel?
Ja.
Mhm.
De meeste hele website die we hebben gezien.
So that we don't have.
Alles is in Grosy.
Grosy, yeah.
So
Grosy.
we send them this, we send traffic to it, we run ads to it, and then we have like, okay, let's make this process quick and efficient so we don't waste your time. What's your name? Okay, let's just do some.
Or VA copied this one.
Really?
Yeah.
We thought like or VA, like, can you copy this one?
It's hard. It's
Yeah,
hard.
it was perfect.
It's hard.
But you made the form in high level, so
It's good.
It's
it's
good.
not a type.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's
It's nice. You can do the same thing.
Yeah.
So how would you describe yourself? Appointment setter, closer.
I would do closer books. I would do
Oh, really?
Qualified.
Okay. So what are the 3 things you're best at, right? Like communication, following up.
Do closing, follow up, I'm just handling. I'm cheating.
Okay, because then you can continue.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Otherwise you can't.
No, I just can't. Just like get the fuck out. You know.
okay, because if we are looking for a closer, so if they like,
But why not managing?
I mean, communication, Kaho, that would
No,
maybe make sense.
Yeah, I should add more because I think
The best close, they can go in systems.
With an appointment setter. So what you guys could do with the appointment setter, if he has experience, if he says he's a sales manager for you, Neil Saroni, like if he says he has experience, ask him to give you 3 calls where he booked people on appointments and maybe also did 1 sales call. And then you can base it off of actually what he did, not just him saying, I know how to get people on appointment, right?
Yeah.
So.
But this sales that he's doing right now is mostly face to face.
Okay, then what you could do is you could role play with him, right? Either role play with him, or give him like or ask him to maybe like call 3 people and just see 3 businesses and see how he does.
What is he selling? Charity or lottery?
Yeah.
Yeah. From my perspective, sales perspective, it's way different than appointment setting or closing B2B. Even the switch from face to face to phone calling, if you ask Daniel about it, but also like from B2C to B2B is, I think, from, of course, if he's driven and he has like the motivation to talk to people and want to grow, but I think his experience is not a good start point to say, okay, you are good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So role play with him. If he has, see if he has recordings. Maybe he has recordings, even if he does face to face. Asking for recordings. You need some proof to be able to justify him saying, "I'm good."
Yeah.
Anyone can say they're good.
But even if we try it for 2 weeks and then we just see what the results are, isn't that just the best?
You want to prevent yourself having to go through 2 weeks of onboarding and giving him everything and taking him through it, blah, blah, blah. When in one role play and in one sales call video, you can see if he's good or not.
True, but on the other side, it's going to be probably our first hire. Wouldn't that be great just for us to walk through the process and document everything, have everything in place?
Yeah, so this is like this is like my sister. She says like, I want to fall flat on my face.
Yeah.
And then even though you told me what I need to do, you've gone through it 100 times, I still want to fall flat on my face and just do it my way.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're stupid. No offense, brother or sister love, but like it's tough love. I say like, that's dumb. Like, don't fall flat on your face when I have already done it 100 times. Why should you fall on your face 100 times?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you the same thing now. Like, since we've already done it, we've had 60 hires. I wasted a lot of time. I'm already telling you like, hey, I would do if I were to start now, I would do this. You know, then you save yourself like energy and time, because hiring a lot of people can cost more energy than you focusing on bringing in more revenue.
Yeah. But it would just be for the first time, like setting everything up, having sort of a meeting with him and discussing this is our sales structure. Because right now we don't really have a good sales structure in place.
Here's the thing, he was, the first time car accident, I get that. Second time, 10 to 15 minutes late, no actual good reason. Find a reason, And in my opinion, if you have a gut feeling that he's a B player, you kind of already know the answer. If I'm honest, like you already know the answer to if he's going to be a good potential person to your business. So with those two reasons in mind, I wouldn't have him touch anything unless he can close me on an appointment. I would tell him, you close me on an appointment. I'm a business, this is a fictional business, I found a business on Google. You call me, I'm the person, let's roleplay.
Or because on Tuesday the call is, and I understand your point of view, because you didn't have anything prepared, so if you start with him, the second hire will be better. But just start reaching out with these kind of forms to another person. Don't wait for the 2 weeks if you are already a good thing.
Don't wait.
Dutch or English appointment?
Dutch.
Okay. Dutch.
Just start.
With tons of them. Don't be dependent on one. I fully agree with Mika.
Yeah.
But also don't get 10 like Mika. It's tough love, guys. But like truly just do, like Tuesday, have him roleplay with you.
Do you also ask how many euros they sold?
They sold? Yeah. I have a full like interview. I can give you guys an interview script as well, like what I do, and maybe some examples of like setter calls, closer calls. I have one with Anel, our current like person that's assisting as well with sales.
Came from that as well.
He came from this ad exactly, and he jumped on.
You told also before, like with the media buyer, you also prepared some direct questions, like in the first minute of the meeting, you just ask them.
Yeah.
If the answer is wrong, you just say, hey, goodbye.
Yeah, so with the media buyer, we have like things like, we say like, okay, we're running a VSL coaching business with the VSL, or we're running a coaching business. What targeting would you do? Would it be leads or sales? And another question that Kao and I asked the one guy is like, what strategy would you use? Would you use a VSL strategy, a webinar strategy, or a website strategy to like get more clients? And website is the wrong answer because like, where are you gonna send people to a website? Like what? You send them to a funnel. So he said like, yeah, I would send them to a website. And we're sitting next to each other and I just take him like this. I'm like, oh, okay, nice. Tell me a little bit more. Why would the website work? And he's like, yeah, maybe the websites convert really good. Like they're made to convert. I'm like, okay, really? Interesting, I never heard that. Tell me a little bit more. Like, have you noticed converts? He's like, yeah, man. Like all these big guys do it. I'm really? Okay, nice. I'm like, okay. And then we started talking a little bit more, what kind of ads he would do, all those things. But we asked that question because we know the answer to it. And then if he answers like the wrong one, that's like, is he going to dig his grave even more in that sense?
Yeah.
And if he does, and I was like pretty much after that, like 2 minutes after, I was like, okay, man, I think you're doing great. We'll get back to you soon. Have a nice day. And I sent him a message after that evening. I was like, sorry, man, it's not going to work. Now it became even more direct. Now I'm just like, hey, man, I don't think this is going to work.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, for example, we also use the hiring funnel for media buyers. Like, straight away in survey, we just put the questions in. Like the question like, hey, for example, we run the VSL funnel for coaches. Like, what would you optimize? Would you optimize for leads or calls? If you say leads, get the fuck out. If you say call, okay, move on to the next question.
Yeah.
If you notice like the calls, or if you notice the cost per call is high.
But they can just start over, right?
Yeah, they could, but still, like they go through that specific thing. Of course, they also send their ad account, etc.
I mean, if they fill in the wrong answer, they can just start again to just qualify for the call.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it. Like they still fill out just one time, because I haven't seen that somebody just fill out 2 times.
You see also the wrong ones.
Yeah.
And even if you do, you cannot fake the answer to that question. Like you cannot bullshit your way throughout that question. Like it's just, it's same like with sales, like what we're talking about here. Like if I tell you I'm a business, you cold call me now, and I pretty much like in the first minutes on a Tuesday, I would just come on a call with him. I would tell him, hey, could you tell me a little bit more why you came late? And then the second question would be, all right, we're gonna role play. Let's role play, and then take it from there. And then I would role play. I would tell him like, okay, I'm this business. You Google a business. I'm like this business. We work with construction businesses, like big businesses that we want to work with, or like other types of businesses. And we do this. Pitch us, even if you don't know anything about video editing or what we do. Pitch me.
And what would you do? Would you go heavy on the objections? How would you?
Yeah, I would tell him like, pitch me if you want to book an appointment with me. Just see how he does it. And just say like, you're from Lotus Agency, this is your name, and you pitch me on that. Like pitch me on a call, try to book me on a call. And then he starts talking and you say, hey, and he says, hey, I'm here from Lotus Agency, reason for calling is because I want to see if you can handle maybe or get more video editing to improve your website. Looked at it, could be better. Then you say, oh, okay, no, I don't need anything. How much? Or you say, how much does it cost? Like you put him direct objection. Like how much does it cost? You see how he handles it. He's like, oh well, 4,000 maybe, between 4 to 6. Oh really? Why? Okay. And what do you? And then you throw in more just more direct objections.
But he also doesn't know anything about it.
Doesn't matter. You want to. Here's the thing. In the book, The Everything Store by Jeff Bezos, he says that when he hired someone, he asked a hire in a taxi, a potential hire, a random question. And the question was, how many windows are there in New York City? And he didn't ask it to him because he wanted the right answer. He asked the question to him because he wanted to see if his thinking process is broadened, if he can think outside of the box. So if someone answers, oh, I don't know, and you say, oh, try it, then he's already saying, I don't know. You see? But if he says, oh, wait, okay, so there are, there are houses, there are big buildings, there are cars, there are stands, billboards. So he's already thinking about the process. And we want him to give an assumption, this is, by the way, a great hiring question. I started asking it a lot too. And just say okay, what does he answer to that? So you really, asking the right questions is really good. I used to hire people just because I thought it was great to hire. I just thought, oh, awesome, man, dude. I'm like, oh. I'm gonna build a team, And then I was like, okay, I have D players, Z players, pretty much. And I was like, okay, I have a team, So then it was like, okay, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, but you had to go through that too.
Yeah, but now luckily you guys don't have you don't have to. There's no need to it. You'll learn, but you'll already be hiring B and A players compared to me hiring Z players.
Exactly.
Did you ask them, what do you know about Lotuk's agency?
I mean, he's an old friend of ours. We went to the same school. Then he did his studies. He still is studying, by the way. And then I just met him in a supermarket. I hadn't seen him in 2 or 3 years. And he was like, oh, I saw what you're doing. We got to talk. And then I was like, oh yeah, we are actually looking for a appointment setter, someone to be in sales, but I don't think it will be for now. And then he was really motivated, he really showed interest. So yeah, then we said, let's hop on a call, did a first meeting. And to be honest, I actually think he is an A player.
But what you can do, sorry, is maybe I think you are going to do the role play instantly on Tuesday because you didn't have told him before.
We are going to do it.
Why not? Just do it.
We are going to do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Stefan tells me to do it. I paid him enough to tell me what I should do.
Yeah, why not? But why would you not
do it?
So what I mean is maybe you can also prepare him.
Yeah, of course.
No, I don't like that.
No?
No, just show me that you can do it.
And I think he actually gave a reason the second time he was late. It was because his laptop was flat and had to borrow his girlfriend's laptop. But
does he have an iPhone? Phone?
Yeah, he did. And he texted me right on time that, hey, I will be.
That's good. That's positive. But he could also, of course, get Zoom on your phone.
Yeah.
We just need to speak with him.
Speak with him. I have a good feeling about it.
Man.
I have a good feeling about. I think there just happened a couple of things in that. I think he's a good guy. I think there is potential. But I personally would do that to not have you guys in 2 weeks say, oh, he wasn't.
To just make sure.
Yeah.
You just dropped the role play.
Yeah, I was saying I wasn't sure.
Even if he doesn't do it, it doesn't have to do it great. He doesn't have to close me on the appointment. I just want to see how he does it. I'll put you on the spot. There will be situations when you do appointments that you need to be put on the spot. Sometimes in a setting situation, you don't know what to say. Show me you can figure it out.
But you can prepare them, right?
Well, he's been preparing by a sales manager role.
Yeah.
He's a sales manager. He's been doing face-to-face. That's sales. Appointment setting is sales. So he's been preparing. What does he need to prepare for? Learn the business? No, just wing it.
On the spot.
There will be situations where you don't know what you need to do. Are you self-sustaining? Zelfredzaam. Can you figure it out?
Zelfredzaam.
Next time you come here, we're speaking only Dutch, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn that.
Yeah.
It's the most important word.
You can go to the supermarket.
I'm zelfredzaam. Where's the milk?
I can skip.
Where's the milk?
I'm zelfredzaam.
That's the main thing. So put
It's
this
also about getting out of his comfort zone. If he's willing to take on the challenge to even try it, and even
the
if
player is going to step out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Even if he says something that isn't even true about our business, who cares? He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Just about
the most important thing is trying. I want to see him try. I want to see him do his best. And if he doesn't know it, then he just tries. Just try it. And if he's already like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm like, would you say that?
How is he going to even cold call then? If he
exactly.
doesn't
If he says like, if he role playing, he says like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, sorry? I'm acting like the business owner. I'm like, what? What do you mean?
So you just would open your laptop and the first thing you would say like, close me the deal.
No, we have.
No, I would just.
Send me this man. Now, let me see.
No, I would have a normal conversation with him and just tell him like, hey, listen. So what we do with all the people that we onboard, just to know how it's good. Just like with the video editor, you would see what video editing he does and how he edits before you hire him, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to give him 2 weeks to do without seeing how he does a video edit, right?
True.
Like, you need to see his portfolio. So how are you going to check his portfolio? Well, sales is talking, it's closing, it's setting.
Yeah.
So show me your portfolio. You can say you closed 5 million in business, but you might not know, like, you might fail on this one. Like, it's possible. You know? So think of it like video editing. You guys hire video editors. You have a video editor. Did he come on before he actually showed that he can video edit?
No.
Of course not. So let them show it to you, and if you guys doubt him or the process, book another call with him, send me the recording of that call where you did the role play, and I'll take a look at it. Okay? Cool. Alright guys, we have about, I would say like 30, 45 minutes left. Oh, we can do longer. I'll role play with her and then just, you know.
Oh, just one quick question. How are you with hiring?
Nobody got the joke. Go ahead.
How do you stand against hiring family and friends? in your team?
No.
Okay.
How do you
no. So here's the thing.
No.
So here's the thing. Gaho and I are good friends, right?
Yeah, like same for us.
Yeah. So we are good friends. In terms of hiring friends and all those things, I gotta say, like my sister does my bookkeeping and all those things, but there's gotta be a clear distinction on tough love in the business when things need to get done, and keeping the friendship. I think Gaho and I have the perfect example of how to do that. Because we used to have like the business together. We were like both CEOs.
Multiple businesses already.
But like now I'm the CEO, Gaho is the CMO. So we have a clear distinction. I'm running the business. Gaho does the marketing and operations a little bit, but that's his role. Because I work like 100, like every day. I'm just on entire time. I just run the business. So we understood our roles, and I spoke with Gaho a lot, like what his thing would be within this business that we're doing. Maybe in another business in the future he can run it, right? Well, what we're doing, or what he will be doing. But in this business, it makes more sense to have me there and him there, like assisting with everything, like I showed in the thingy. So hiring team members that are family is where you need to, between us, what we did is we had clear communication on who's actually better at what without having ego in the place. Because Gaho said like, I don't really care about being a CEO, to be honest. I just want to make a big business.
Yeah, at a realization, I run my own agency. We separated our own agencies.
Yeah.
We did real estate at ecom. And then I was like, this sucks, bro. I just want to work with a team, you know?
Yeah.
Decided to talk with Steph and just combined it and work together. So
Yeah. And now he's doing his thing. He knows marketing, technical things. He's doing what he's good at. And I'm doing what I'm good at, which is just taking all the responsibility on my shoulder, just running everything. Right? But I like that. And it's not that I have an ego, or I need to be a CEO. I don't give a shit about that.
He's good.
Other than like, it can be better. But it's not about that. It's about knowing and understanding the roles. So if you, one of you will be better, if you're both CEO, you gotta have a clear distinction on who is better at what, who can do what better. So to get back to the question, the reason why I'm telling that is because their ego comes in play. ego shouldn't come in play. So I'm a proponent of hiring friends and family and those things, but you should have clear expectations and good communication to what needs to be done and who does something, and when things need to be done. So if a friend, for example my sister, if she wants to do things, she knows that she works 10 hours a week on my business. That's clear for her. And that she gets this amount and that this needs to be done. But then again, I make it clear for her, this is what you need to do. I cannot tell her, oh, this is blah, 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 and she wouldn't know. You see, so like, then again, if you hire someone, in my honest opinion, I think a friend or family member could even do better in your business. Look at him, his brother-in-law, you know, like, and friend, like, they run it. Because it's emotions that you wanna, you know?
But it's an ego thing.
It is.
Before we started that, how you say it, collaboration, we had very clear conversations about what if these things are going bad. If we need to make decisions that are better for the business, but it hurts our relationship, then we need to think in function of the business, not in function of our relationship, because that are two different things.
Yes, and not everyone can do that. That's
and
why
not
it's so
everybody
important.
can do that. So I had a guy. It was in 2023. It was a guy named Joat, and he was a friend of mine, and he studied marketing on the Karel de Grote Hogeschool in Antwerp.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Can you repeat?
Yeah. The Karel, the big one, school in Antwerp.
Okay.
Yeah. So this guy, he's told me, yeah, I know marketing, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's see me, but he didn't know about generating leads, making landing pages and things like that, because you don't learn real marketing in school in Belgium. So we hired him, and I had this conversation with him, like, yeah, Jawad, look, we are friends, and outside we are like, we can laugh and we can do things together, but here in the company, I am your leader. Like, I need to tell you what you need to do, and if things are going wrong, if you are not a good fit after a few months, then yeah, we need to make decisions based what is good for the company. So are you okay with it? Yes. I say, okay, but are you sure about it? Yes. He told me I'm okay with it. Okay, good. 6 months later, it was not good. The quality of his work was not good. So we need to make a decision. So my partner, Pieter Jan, it was the partner of Quick Leads, he's running it right now. And he told him that we are going to quit. This guy was very, very angry to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was really angry, like, what the fuck, why are you firing me? And I told him, like, yeah, I warned you, it was not good. So yeah, we need to think in case of the business. So that's what I told you 6 months ago, and you were agreeing on it. So yeah, he was really angry, and he was sending me WhatsApp messages, and yeah, he was really, how you say that? Bedreigend. Threatening me. So I said to him, like, come to the company, then we can talk. So he came to the company, and I was talking with him, like, yeah, if you are angry, then I understand, but I thought we agreed on, yeah, if we need to make decisions in function of the business, then it was okay. But if you are going to break our personal relationship, then yeah, that's petty, but yeah, then it is what it is. And after that, I never heard that guy again. So some people cannot deal with it. And then you cannot be attached to the outcome of it. Because yeah, that's the gamble that you take if you work with friends or family.
I would personally say avoid it as much as possible. From my experience so far.
What did you say?
Avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, with Aaron, my brother-in-law, it was the best decision in my life, because it's really a sales skill.
If you're on the same level.
Yeah.
I've had the same with a friend of mine, and like after 3 months, like I bought him courses that he could watch on the side and he could play around, but the results just didn't come. He was figuring out something new while I was figuring it out, didn't get the results. I just told him, look, dude, I'll take you for a nice lunch, but we're going to leave it here. Same with my first appointment setter was the sister of one of my friends. She said, "Oh, yeah, I'm doing Setter Academy. Like I can work for you. Okay, perfect. But I'm for me it's easier to be tough to someone I don't really know personally.
Yeah.
And I think that is something I'm figuring out right now. I just don't need to. I'm not working with friends anymore.
Yeah, and we had the same thing. But for me, it was like we can show tough love to each other.
Yeah.
And I also show it to my sister. So if you, here's the thing. It all comes down to you not attaching it to being a friend, family, or an unknown. So it really comes down to, is that person the right fit for that role for our business? That's what's really important. But when it is a friend and family, yes, you should set the expectations that it needs to be clear. And we worked also with Andy, who was our salesperson for a long time. He's now our good friend. And he came into the sales role, but it wasn't the right fit. And so eventually we decided that we're going to part ways, but now we're still good friends. So I'm a proponent, if you see that someone has potential in something, because as a CEO, you should always be thinking, who can I hire for that specific role? Where can I put this person here so they can do it? And if you notice that person is really a good person and it would be good in that role, and you put up the idea, because we have also a friend, our best friend, that one that I mentioned, that we know from kindergarten. I pitched to him a couple of times, like, hey, would you like to do something with our business? Come in on like maybe setting, or maybe this, or maybe that. And he's like, no man, I really wouldn't like that. Like I just want to work a 9 to 5. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Some people
it's cool. I'm like, great bro, we're best friends. Like it's all good. No worries.
No hard feelings.
Yeah, and it would maybe be detrimental if we were to take that step, because it can harm a relationship. But it's just how, I don't want to say like that it's childish in terms of like someone like responding to that. I can understand it.
Yeah. It's an ego thing, right?
It's an ego thing of him.
Yeah. But it's also, are you an adult about it? Can you handle it like, okay, I'm gonna let you go. Like, can you handle that, or do you see that as like, oh no, I'm not good enough, or something, like, or ego thing. So it really depends on the person. With Andy, he was like, no man, I fully get that. Like you're doing it for the business. That's what friendship is. Right? Like we're still friends. Like it's all good. So I would say be careful with it. But if you truly think that person is good, give them a test. Yeah. You are friends. You run a business together. It's going good, right?
Yeah. So for example, like Stefan doesn't say you. For example, if I do some shit, if I fuck something up, I don't know. He doesn't tell me you're fucked up. Like, okay, he told me in an indirect way that's fucked up, but I just see myself, okay, I fucked really up. I need to fix the shit, So I just, if he's saying something indirectly in terms of what I did wrong, I was like to myself, okay, you fucking idiot, I need to fix this shit, So I'm more angry towards myself than angry towards Stefan, because I fucked something up. So
I think we have actually the same. Like before we give feedback to each other, we already know that there was something wrong and that we're already working on it. Like there has been few times that it was like, oh shit. But there was also a few good times that he really opened my eyes, and that if I would have been alone, it would take forever, or I wouldn't even see it.
Same as us too. Like it's the same thing. That's good. Like of course you can do everything perfectly. Sometimes you make mistakes. I make mistakes. Stefan makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes.
I think this comes down to the commitment as well, because you're both like 100%.
It's easier when you're both
and you
CEO
are also
or
really committed, right?
hiring is more difficult.
Yeah, committed to the same goal.
I'll also take ownership of if you make a mistake. You don't look towards that different direction. You take your own responsibility. Okay, I need to fix this, because it's not about the business. It's not about you, about the business to make it better.
Yeah.
So that makes it more difficult. Like is his situation, like hiring someone for like a marketing function.
Yeah.
What is like, okay, it can be better. So there's no personal relationship with it can be better with someone else. So
Sure.
Yeah.
So to answer the question, do it, but be wary of it. That it can harm relationships. That's the thing.
And then you also said like you try to always choose the business first instead of like your team. But I think it's different for us. Like we both agreed, the friendship will always go above the business. Because if we are together, if we are a team, I think we just can take on the world. And if this business is not for us or it doesn't work, doesn't really matter. We just try another business and we'll build that.
Of course, as CEO, if you hire someone, because we have the same. The relationship is going further. If I hire a friend for some task, then the task is going to be more important than the relationship we have, because that's a small thing in my business.
Okay. So you just decide that for who is in the company actually building it, and then who is working with you as a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's it.
But it still depends on the person.
It really depends on the person. The thing is also that you guys gotta clarify, especially if you're two CEOs, like what the exact, you know, you guys have that probably already, but you need to have the synergy between you two and just be very clear on who does what, and then from there you work back.
Clearly defining our roles.
Yeah, so that's the action plan I want to give you guys with the another call that we're going to do with all of you, and just go over all of these things. Okay. Anything on hiring or content, because those were the main topics. I wanted to do. I think we need 2 days.
Start with the role.
Who's here tomorrow? You're more than welcome to come to my place.
Take some beer.
Yeah, but
Let's go to Malaga.
exactly.
It was a lot. It was a lot of golden nuggets. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think we could have been more, but I think we need more time. But
We hadden nog een Nederland op de moment.
Okay, we'll finalize on the plan. That was the main thing I wanted to do. So creating your 2025 plan and my plan, we kind of. And so my plan and 2025 plan. So if you guys go to your document, like this one, you will have, and we'll finish it off with that, your Q1 goals and themes. I want you to open that one. And we'll finalize it with that one.
There's 9 too many points, Stefan. There's 9 too many.
Yeah,
it's just one thing.
Yeah,
Right?
one. Yeah, we put all 9. Yeah, that's fine.
Sales system,
like
sales
3.
system, sales system, sales system.
Tracking numbers.
Sales.
I probably said 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't do that. So let me just go ahead and so what we're going to be doing. Number 1 is I want you guys to write down. So we have here the goals. So you see the goals on top and the monthly themes. And what I mean with the monthly themes is what your focus is going to be on for the month. So what is your main thing going to be? It's going to be broad, but I want you to think about it. So take your moment to write down the goals that you have. You don't have to do all of them. Write them down and write down what your focus is going to be for the month. And then I'll just write down everything on the board and we'll get that going. So we're going to...
Hey. It's really
Nee, ik moet ook helemaal naar huis. 2 uur rijden.
Volgens hetzelfde ook.
Tenzij dat ik bij jou kan blijven slapen.
Ah, tuurlijk. Gewoon naar Dubai.
Ik heb dus gehoord van Ronnie en Niels dat we met z'n allen in een hostel slapen en tot 7 uur 's ochtends doorgaan.
Ja, we zijn nu toch al 3 dagen bezig. Kan we gerust nog een dagje extra op stap gaan.
Dat is een echte B-play met
Nee, ik vind het best wel als je het doet, moet je het goed doen.
Ja, exact. Juist. Waarom tot 7 uur 's morgens dan? Waarom niet 7 uur 's avonds?
Fair enough. We gaan het aanpassen.
In de planning, in de structure.
In de warme.
Ja.
Ja, precies.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I had a question about service delivery. I never went past it.
No, it's okay.
So obviously I have this one client right now. The service is really shit, I'm gonna be honest. I'm using Zapier to send the leads to WhatsApp. I sent the client the follow-up system which I would like them to use. They're likely either not following up, or when they do follow up, the leads are shit, apparently. I spoke to Kaho about it. We spoke about using an appointment setting kind of software on WhatsApp. Is there any other thing I can do? Because obviously I can't cold call I can't call the leads myself because I'm doing something else.
Okay. Did you book a call with them to go over?
What, to talk to them? No, I said to them, guys, I'm going to pause the ad, I'm going to go to the mastermind, speak to the guys about it, and then I'll come back Monday morning with a way to solve it.
So what you need to do is you need to coach your client. You need to coach your client, you need to talk with your client. So here's what I would do if I were you. I would tell your client we're going to have a call. We're going to go over in an hour like the entire sales process and how I need you to do it.
Yeah, but what if they don't want to do it? But in their mind, it's like they didn't sign up to get leads because they get plenty of leads anyway. They don't want that. That's a waste of their time. They don't want to be calling and ringing up and all that, carrying time wasters. They want people who are ready to go on a call with them and get closed.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the expectation, you need to first, way ahead of time, you need to set the expectation of what you do and what you as a business will do for them.
Yeah.
So you gotta make it clear for them that you are a growth partner, you are a marketing agency, you wanna help them as much as you can, but they gotta understand that your main responsibility is to bring them to an extent qualified leads that have answered those qualifying questions that I told you, and you cannot necessarily be a sales team for them. So you gotta make a clear distinction to them, and you can do that in a 1 hour call as well. You gotta let them know, I really wanna be clear with you. My thing, what I do, is bring qualified leads, not the ones that only do name, email, phone number, but the ones that actually say that that are all landlord that want to move. I give you that. I can coach and help you, and maybe give a lot of guidance on converting them, because I understand that that's your main thing, but I cannot get to that point where I'm booking them in for you, because then I become a sales team for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you gotta really, and you gotta say it in this way. You don't gotta say it with doubt, because if you say it with doubt, they'll just say no, we don't want that. Like really say it like how I'm saying it now to them, and set the clear expectations. And then in that hour, once you've done that, and they still are not convinced or over the fence, or that you also need to, they will say you also need to do that. Then you tell them, yeah, listen, but I'm not a sales team. Like I will help you with everything I can, maybe even assist you with some calls, show you how I do it so you can do it. But I need to make sure that you understand that this is marketing and sales, and in order for you as a real estate agent to get the right people, we need maybe not you to call, but maybe someone from your team to call these people because they're already warm. They are warm. You just need to pick up the phone and book them in.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's only 2 of them. They're already getting leads from websites, and initially when I sold it to them, I didn't know that I was going to give leads, if that makes sense. Like, I knew it was leads, but because they were pre-qualified, in the way I sold them that, oh yeah, these people, you just pick up the phone and you close them.
So
it's an error from my end, I know.
It's you set the wrong expectation, but you'll learn it now that this has happened on how you need to do it moving forward. So it's an expectation thing. They expect you to, they think a lead is a client, that you're going to bring them clients.
Yeah.
That's expectation you give. So if I tell you like, oh, you will get everything, and then all of a sudden I say you're not getting that, then it's like, okay, why did you tell me I'm getting that? That's why in your communication you got to be clear where you don't overpromise and then underdeliver.
Yeah.
That's what can happen now. So it's a lesson learned, but now you got to fix it by going on a call with them and explaining them the right expectation, what you actually meant, and say it like this: I, as Daniel, take responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
That my expectation towards you was maybe a little bit different than what it, actually is and what I'm actually doing.
I had the same in the beginning.
It's normal.
I promised clients,
Mm-hmm.
and they were angry because
They
they
got
were
leads.
not good leads, and they cannot convert them in the beginning a few years ago. So it's not a big deal. We just need to take responsibility for it and go on.
But can't I just generate them appointments, like with the software?
Not now.
But you could though, it's not that hard.
Yeah, but he's in a starting, not now.
Yeah,
Not now. Like just don't do that now. Like do that later. Like you gotta master it first things first. You gotta master setting the right expectations and this specific thing that you're doing with your offer, so that it's clear for you and clear to them. And once you get that and do the leads, then yes, then you can go from leads to helping one client that's existing to maybe a little bit of appointments.
But then you could upsell, of course.
So you can then go to appointments.
Not now, man.
Not now. We're going to
Upselling,
tips.
bro.
Yeah. So really simple. You focus only on leads and max that out without the thought of the appointment. It should, they should come out of their like full on monkey brain and understand that they need to do the work.
Yeah, exactly.
And don't be lazy because it's their business. Like, why are you hiring me if you don't want to do the work?
Yeah.
And especially with estate agents, be very direct with them. Like, I've had so many conversations with them where they're like, no, I don't want to call. I'm like, why? They're like, oh, I want seller leads right in my. I'm like, why do you want seller leads? It's less work than buyer leads. Because with buyer leads, I gotta go to every single thing and look at it with them. I'm like, but you can do buying and selling. You can earn more money. Like, I don't care. I don't want to work that much.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude. But that's just a niche. So go for leads. Don't focus on appointments, but set the expectation that it's leads. Name, email, phone number, not clients, not appointments. Don't over deliver, or over promise and then shoot yourself in the foot. So do a call with them. Tell them, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing moving forward. I think it's a responsibility that the expectation was set maybe in a different way. Do you agree with us moving forward, where I bring you maybe 10 qualified leads, name, email, phone number, 2 qualified questions answered. Moving forward, I help you with the appointment setting. I can assist a little bit, but I'm not going to be a sales team for you. We'll work together.
But the thing is, I've already delivered them 20 leads in 4 days, so the lead delivery isn't the issue.
So how many of them are qualified?
I have no idea.
So that's your problem.
Yeah.
What do you
need
mean?
to ask him. You need to have a conversation about the 20 leads that you generated. How much of these leads are converted to appointments? And if it's too less, then you need to ask more questions. And you need to make an analyze why are the leads not qualified. Because the thing is, these guys, these construction companies and these real estate agents are fucking lazy. Always.
Yeah, I know that.
The leads, they are coming in and they wait 4 days and they don't call them. And next week they are gonna call them.
Yeah.
But then the leads are not good because they don't answer.
On Friday afternoon.
Then it's done.
Yeah, exactly. So you really need to have a conversation with them that they need to follow up on their leads and that they use the CRM.
Yeah.
Because the CRM is your control middle. control
yeah.
control thing.
Control thing. So here's the thing.
Middle.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. Control middle.
When you pitch the leads, when you get the leads in the lead form,
Thanks for
ask the
helping.
two qualifying questions. Are you a landlord or are you renting? Are you asking those?
Yeah, no, so
And you
I'm
asking what-
qualifying them. They know they're a landlord. If they're not a landlord, they get.
So that's what I was saying. How many of those 20 are actually qualified after the lead form? How many?
Oh, after
of
they've
those 20.
completed the lead form and
The
they.
landlord?
Of those 20, how many are landlords and how many are
all 20?
Somebody that is
all
owning
20?
land.
Yeah.
And
That
they've
is
no
owning
appointments for
land.
that. Okay, so
You have to. Do you use Grossy or GoHighLevel?
No, I don't use any. I just send them directly. Basically, I send them to my own phone because they don't want to receive leads to their phone for some reason. So I send them to my phone. As soon as he arrives from my phone, I copy and paste it from Zapier and then I send them to their phone. Or to the group
use
chat.
something very simple. Use just a Google Sheet. Use a Google Sheet. Have all the leads that come in go in like one column. Do that. You need Zapier for that. We can share that with you in the call. Zapier. Column new lead comes in, then they can just copy paste like the email to the next stage. It's really simple. You don't need anything specific, but you need at least something. You need to start working with the system, so they have it visual as well. Like all leads come in, and then who do you book? So you need that. You need that, and you also need to let them know the expectations. Two things: expectations on the call, and if they're ready to go, where they call the leads, where they get coached by you, great. You set up the Google Sheet. I'll share it with how to do it with you. You set it up, and boom, you go.
So what's the process for them calling the lead? Is it just a sheet on Miro that I was sent? Is that it? You just double
Yeah, the
dial?
script. You give them the script.
There's a script?
There's a script. So in Grozy, we give a script for calling leads. So if you have inbound leads, you can pretty much just call people and use a qualification script. So
Yeah, this is all new to me. I just gave the leads straight to the client. I didn't give them any scripts or anything. I only gave them the
yeah, so that's an issue as well. Like you need to give them a script. I'll send it over to you right now. So you need to do that and then make them qualify and give scripts. Which thing is it called?
Where you go? Wait, that's not. Wait. Go to wait.
Wait.
Oh.
No.
Okay, there you go.
Here, I'll send you this one.
I'm sorry, I don't use Grozy. I use my own GoHighLevel.
Perfect, man. Even better. Usually the evolution
Don't
is
trick
like,
me.
usually the evolution is like Grozy, then own wide, then high level, then own wide level. It's even better. You get monthly recurring. It's better. So I'll put it for you here, Daniel. Okay.
No template for you, bro. Go to Grozy.
Kau is only thinking about those downsells and upsells.
Yeah.
We all just let our VA.
I want to ask Stefan. I want to ask Stefan, can I copy your VSL? Yeah, ask Hope. Hey, can I copy? No, we can do it.
So I just send them the script.
I have permission to say. Okay.
Yes.
No.
Okay, guys, we're gonna finalize it. So what I want to do is just really, in this document, by the way, there will be a one-on-one clarity call that you can book with Kau. It's going to be 45 minutes. We're going to do an hour. I want you guys to book that in today. Okay, so just book it in for next week. If there's no time slot, just message us on Discord. Is everyone already on Discord?
No.
You told us.
What do you mean there's no time?
If there's no, als er geen tijd is op de kalender.
Ah.
So if it's booked, so
Yeah.
just let us know. Who is in Discord?
Is or?
Is.
Discord. No.
Yeah. Ronnie and Niels, are you in Discord?
No.
Could you guys join? The link is in the business blueprint.
Why did you change?
Because
Voice memos.
voice memos, chatting, like WhatsApp
Slack,
group.
you could do voice
Okay.
notes as well.
Yeah.
Sure, but here's the thing. I'm split testing things always. So I was like,
Also
hey,
getting
let's do Discord. Let's test Discord. Let's see how Discord
Cool.
works. And we're now trying it for this month, seeing how it is. So
And if it's not working, we go back to Slack.
you can always go back.
Yeah.
You can always go
Slack?
back. We don't have attachment to it.
Let's make it not work so we can back out.
Yeah, I'm not going to join.
Nah, they were actually going to stay. They were not going to
you
go.
guys.
What was the Slack?
Er was
Slack is gewoon zo gemakkelijk.
We hadden gewoon school.
But Tom was in Slack because he started at the beginning of this year, and we did it a little bit different. We had like a Slack channel and then like all those things, but then it changed. Like mid this year, it changed.
So your phone is full. School, Slack, Discord.
Well, Slack not anymore now, but
all the features.
you have.
Do you roleplay?
You need to play role.
Shouldn't say anything. Okay. Okay, so book the one-on-one evaluation, guys. What I want you guys to do for this evaluation, like this one-on-one session, is do the warm-up, do the calendar, do the big picture diagram, which will be in the document, like this one. So I want you to copy-paste this one to your own Miro board and have it like that, or make a screenshot of it and then import it in Miro board. And I want you guys to do Notion to-do, like the way that I told you to do it, to have like a to-do, like this, and pretty much have like the to-do list, so to-do, doing, done. So that if you get an idea or if you get something, so you guys were talking about ideas, like noting down ideas, you can also add another board like ideas and just put them all in Notion.
Is Trello ook oké? Want dat vind ik wel fijn om
I like Notion because we're going to give you guys a template.
You can use Slack and...
You use Slack and Trello. Alright, so individual rundown. I just want to do a quick fire rundown just to finalize. A quick action step for you all based on this from what I've heard. And maybe if someone else has an input for what to do moving forward after this call or after this session, then I just want to have it clear for you what your homework is. I'll start with Rens.
Hire a appointment service.
Okay. Note that down somewhere on the sheet, on the thing that you're doing, because there's a few things, like there's, yes, the appointment setter, that's number one for you. And I mean, in terms of outreach, and what's your main outreach, what you're doing now?
My ads are doing, great.
Great?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so do the following with the appointment setter. Have you already have like people that you're talking with that could become an appointment setter? You started the process already?
I have some.
Yeah. Okay, if your ads are running, we do the following. We'll set up your setter funnel, so you can attract setters and run ads to it. Okay, so we'll do that to make it easier for you, so you already have that system in place. And I want you to send us a boom on your current ads that you're running. Okay. So your current ads, so we can evaluate it before the call, other than the other things we were doing.
These ads have €2.5 each lead.
Yes, it's €3 per lead.
Oh, €3.
It's the free website. It's doing great.
Okay, insane. Okay, perfect. Let's get it to €1.
Yes, that's possible. Yeah.
You use Growthy, right?
No.
No?
Yeah.
You use Growthy? Okay, because of the template, you know, yeah.
Presents.
Yeah.
Represents us.
Clear on that. Setter funnel, Loom video on the ads. Is there anything else that you feel that you noted down as the challenges for today?
Driver license.
That's the biggest one.
Uber.
Is there anything else other than setter and all those things that you wanted to do, your challenges? Like,
yeah, but it's not for this month.
what is the challenge?
Hire a VA to put in do the copywriting of the websites.
Okay, got it. We'll start with setter, those things, and we'll keep it at that. Okay, so that's your plan. Is that all clear for you?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then also like the warm up, calendar, big picture to do those as well before our call. Okay?
Yes.
Mr. Musa.
So I'm gonna do the warm up.
That's done. That's for everyone, by the way. So everyone is like the warm up, calendar, big picture.
Yeah.
That's we'll start off the call, and I'll tell you just pull up those things. I want to see those things.
So the warm up and the to do, because I have a to do on Trello.
Yeah.
But it's per client I have to do, so I have to remove it and just have one.
Yes.
And then to do like this client do this client. Have like a proper workflow for the media buyers that's coming in, because I don't have a SOP for a media buyer and an SOP for the service delivery. The guy
please note that down. First thing on your document. Number one, make an SOP for setter and media buyer.
Yes.
So SOP, setter, and media buyer.
Yes.
Do you have a setter and a media buyer now?
No, I have one guy who's calling the leads.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do have a setter?
Yeah, it's a yeah.
So you do have a setter?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you don't have a media buyer?
I don't have a media buyer. I'm doing the media buying stuff.
Okay, we're gonna set up your funnel for the media buyer.
Yeah.
We're gonna run that. So number 2 is the media buyer funnel, media buyer hiring funnel, which we're gonna help you set up so we attract people who can do your media buying. And we might have a media. There was someone, I don't know, was it you guys? No, I don't know if it was you guys. Someone else in terms of media buyer. But we'll set up that funnel for you.
Yes.
And get that going. Okay. For you, it's definitely operations. Someone operations to get you out of that, like media buying.
Yeah.
That's main thing. And setting meeting, you stay on the closing.
Yes.
What other challenges were you facing that you noted down in the beginning?
So one of the biggest challenges right now is we're going over to winter time.
Yeah.
So my niche, I feel like everything slows down a little bit. We had cost per lead like €7. Now cost per lead is 12, 15, so it's double
But
or
it's
even
normal.
triple.
It's normal.
Yeah. So, but I really want to make the flow just because we are paid per appointment.
Yeah.
So we need to have the flow, and my clients is like, what's happening? They are panicking.
Okay.
So,
Do you know why it is or no?
I'm looking into it. I think it's the offer, because they don't do the polish and everything. The customers don't do polish during the winter time. It's more interior. So
Okay.
we're trying ads on interior, basically changing offer.
Just something that came to mind, if you say in winter, and especially car detailing, you mentioned something about salt and rust.
Yeah, we mentioned it a lot in.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
and that's not really working or not as good as the other stuff.
It's working. Yeah, we get leads. We get, but not that type of flow we had like 3 months or 4 months ago. Like we booked like 75 for every customer. Now it's 35, 50.
So the cost per lead went up.
Cost per lead went up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it might be an ad thing, it might be a seasonal thing, but we could maybe potentially improve it by fixing the ads.
Yes.
Because it's pretty much, it comes down to almost being an ads thing, if you think about it.
And do you have like some old leads you can recall?
Yeah, we calling the old leads, and we do email marketing for the old leads that have been registered like in the summer. That's going good. We're gonna do it, tweak it a little bit more landing pages, see what we can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do the following: make a Loom video for KME, going over your current service delivery strategy with the ads.
Yeah.
And I already have a couple of things that we could maybe do. We might change the offer in the ads a little bit.
Yeah.
Change the ads.
Yeah.
That's one. Two is, if you know it's a seasonal thing, we could add some sort of monthly recurring thing, so that the client keeps on going, that they need something.
Yeah.
Because you already said you have a white label, so that could be a thing. I don't know if you do many things with that, or just giving them a free account.
Yeah, but because they don't have any booking system, and they need booking system. They must have it, because the customers, we book them in, they forget they have us. Yeah. So what we did, because they are not tech savvy, they don't know anything about. They just like, oh, you want to book up? Okay, they write it down like they are from the middle age. So we saw it, and we saw that it's a big problem, because we booked them in and they didn't come, they didn't show up.
Okay.
So what we saw is that they didn't get any email confirmation or SMS confirmation with reminders, so we did that. And when we did that, we got like 90% show up rate, so.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So it could be a reactivation, but it could be changing the ads. Those two things we're going to take a look at.
Yeah.
Send us the Loom video and really going in depth over it, like make it minimum like 5 minutes.
Yes.
I want to see everything. Okay, is there anything else on your side, Ali? Like, that you had noted down?
What we tried is that we had like some emails like in a nurturing sequence, but when someone clicked on the email, because there was sometimes like a click to a funnel page,
Yeah.
we got like a notification and we called like these
Spreadsheet.
ones, so like
Yeah.
the kind of hot leads from the summer. So not
Yeah.
like just calling the old leads, but just calling the one.
Yeah, we do that
Like-
as well. We do that as well.
So
I feel like it's not that good leads, but if we can tweak it, like they go to the next page and
yeah.
not fill out, but choose a different option, then they get more. I think it's gonna be more holidays. We'll try out. We'll see what happens. And yeah, the ads. We want to do ads as well.
For yourself,
Yeah, yeah.
for like your own client acquisition.
Yeah,
to get your
now
clients.
we do just organic, like outbound.
Yeah.
We want to try like talk with Kahoot as well about
Okay.
doing.
Note that down too. We're going to talk about that too. Launching your own ads. Having a good VSL and launching it. We have another guy, William. He's called also in the program. He also has a VSL for car detailing in Norway.
Yes.
It works pretty good. So we'll take a look at that.